And 81 in Duluth. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Haessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
You ready to dual screen tonight, Eric? Got the VP debate on one screen, and then the Braves and Padres tonight?
Braves and Padres more likely to get me on a single screen than to either have the debate on a single screen or have them both going and have one on the...
Oh, come on, you got a dual screen. I guess your little VP debate bingo
right, hold
card
on.
here.
Before we get into the VP debate, which I guess everybody's...
too late to read.
Everybody's just so excited about...
Everyone's talking.
I want to, everybody's talking about this VP debate. Where are you going to be? We're going to have a big party. If everybody come over to my house.
Veep party?
Yeah, a big Veep party. And just it's like Shakespeare. Don't try to pick up every little nuance. Just lay back and let all of the lies just wash over you, and it will begin to make sense. Like Shakespeare. You ever do that with Shakespeare sometimes? Be watching a Shakespeare movie, and you're like, in the beginning, you're like, what did that word mean? What is it? What? Why do people speak like this? Why do they ever speak like this? I'm confused. But then if you just relax your body, your mind, and your ear, you will, I say ear because George is here. He doesn't have two. So you relax your ear.
Thank you.
Well, he has an ear.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't work, so it's worthless. There's no reason for it to be there.
Buy a new one.
Well, he's not as rich as you are, so he's still.
I'll buy him one.
You should, Paul.
The ear shop.
It's available. So, like, if you're watching Shakespeare and then you take the moment where you just sort of relax and let it wash over you, it begins to make sense, and the nuances, and you pick up on them, and that is, I believe, the best way to watch this debate tonight is don't try to key in on what was that? Was that disinformation? What was that? Did that? No, just let all of the lies wash over you. And at some point, 15, 20 minutes in, it'll all start to make sense.
It'll be a lie tide.
It'll be a lie tide. Tide of lies. The lie tide. Now, this is something that we do have to address.
Oh, boy.
And I think as a leader, and I believe that I'm considered a leader on this show. I'm one of several leaders of this show.
I follow you into almost battle.
Thank you.
I don't know. Autumn is the co-host.
I need to, they say, and Autumn is.
I'm right behind you.
She's, you're right at my side. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
but the vice
yes.
president,
Not because I
ceremonial
believe,
at best.
not because I believe in any kind of like ideals about that. It's just I don't trust you behind me. So,
okay.
So you just you get up here next to me, and I believe and things are going well, as I've mentioned several times, and we should thank the audience. The audience has grown by leaps and bounds, and people are awesome, and we think it's awesome that people are tuning in.
How
In
many
bigger
of them are
numbers.
legal?
They're all legal as far as we know.
I'll be
They're all
counting.
legal
I'll
radio
be checking.
listeners, is what
I'll
they
be
are,
checking.
and we're very happy about that. But I think leaders have to lead in times when things are good. Because you know what happens when things are good?
What?
People get soft.
People get soft. They get lazy. They start resting on their laurels. And this is where you it's the old, what was that New York City thing back when before Giuliani was what he is now, when he was respected as
When
the
he was
mayor
America's
of New York.
mayor.
America's mayor.
That's right, you were.
loved me.
What was it, the broken window thing? Like the way
Clean up your broken window.
So the way to get rid of crime and to keep crime from spreading is as soon as you spot a broken window, you send people in and you fix the window. And I think I'm in a
He was speaking about the subways, too. The second there was graffiti on the subway.
get in
they
there
gotta
immediately.
Clean
Don't
it
let
up.
And so that's why I am speaking about this. And when things are going so well here. And you, Jared Yamamoto, who said to me, it's not my job.
Yeah. I said it's
So-
not my responsibility.
Okay, same thing. So when I first came to WSB, I will tell you that on a day like yesterday, on a Monday, when I got the
cut sheet, the show sheet.
all the sheets. There's always 4 or
There's always a
5
lot of
sheets. It's radio. There's a lot of sheets. And yesterday I noticed I can still read what's on here, but obviously the ink in the printer is down to the end.
It's
and
the toner. The toner's low.
Okay, the toner. I'll call it whatever it is. Same thing. The toner is low. And so back in the old days, by Tuesday when I came in, damn sure the show sheets the next day are going to be just as clear as day because somebody in this great enterprise realized that we were low on toner. And they changed it. But no, today I come in and it's just worse, which means everybody who works here for an entire day that deals with this just decided it's somebody else's responsibility to, and this is what Jared Yamamoto said. He said, it's not my responsibility.
I'm not the toner boy.
He says it belongs to the newsroom. And I said, isn't that interesting, producer and lead researcher of the Von Haessler Doctrine? What you're telling me is it's the newsroom's responsibility that the host of the Von Haessler Doctrine can read his show sheets.
Hey,
I find that interesting that Bill Caiaccio maybe would fall into his responsibilities to make sure that I can read. I don't believe that to be true.
That's
And
why
there's something
Shelley
wrong.
Winter's got his own printer at his desk.
I'm just saying. I've never done it before, but during the first break of the show, somebody show me where it is and show me how to do it, and I will do it. It's not a matter of responsibility. It's a matter of this is a thing. Why do we give out show sheets? Because they should be read. If they're difficult to read, maybe we shouldn't even bother putting them out there. So what I'm saying is,
How are you going to know what's next?
We need to get back to.
I mean, you could
being
probably
doers.
guess what was coming next. You didn't necessarily need a show sheet. It's probably or no thanks.
Or what?
It's probably Paul Stanley.
Oh wow! Are
Whoa.
you know what? You're my worst nightmare right now because you're validating some thoughts that I've had. You know, I have
Word
to
of the
wrestle.
day.
I have to wrestle. First of all, word of the day is relatively new, so I have to wrestle with whether or not these segments have they been around too long? Are we becoming caricatures of ourselves? But we've only been in the 3 o'clock hour a very brief amount of time, and the audience has exploded. So to a lot of people, these are not old segments.
Oh, when they
So
hear studies, surveys, polls, they're like, oh my
When
gosh,
I
I
hear-
can't tune away.
Autumn, who in her entire existence with the Von Haessler Doctrine, I can't remember her suggesting a segment once, but she is there.
Oh, that's absolutely not true.
Let us
was
I
the
have given.
segment.
I have no.
You made
no,
her the
no.
segment czar when we started.
The seven,
I have offered many segments, and you always reject them.
right, because they weren't good enough for the show, but that's a different
Okay,
thing.
well then don't say that I've never offered one. Maybe that's why I haven't in so long, is because they were always rejected.
Well, hey, that's the writer's room. You know, that's the way that it is. You think when you're a writer,
Chick.
you're a writer at Saturday Night Live. You just got to walk in knowing that most of your ideas will not be picked up. That can't
most.
slow you
Okay.
down.
yeah,
That
most.
can't slow you
Eric,
down.
George Clooney's on the phone for you. He wants to talk about your future. He likes Autumn a lot.
I'm sorry. I may have upset the great one. Listen, what I'm saying is we're slipping here. Now, somebody in the range of my voice just decide that the next 10 minutes they're going to put the new toner in. And if they won't, then I will. Why is everybody happy with this? This is what I don't understand.
Why don't you submit
Who
a
else
ticket?
uses that printer?
Everybody.
I just mean, like, because who's print? I mean, I print stuff out for trivia, but otherwise, I don't know why I'd print anything.
Well, most people are not like Shelley Winter, who is determined to fell every tree. I mean, he prints every story out from his
Old
own
Man
personal
and Paper. That's what his show is called.
But the newsroom does require some printing out from time to
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm shocked that somebody there hasn't done it yet either.
well, listen,
They
that's not
probably
my
can't
area.
get to the toner.
That's not my area. What is the toner locked up?
Probably
like
keep it
Probably.
It's expensive.
Condoms
It's
at
locked
CVS?
Up. Yeah.
You know, it really might be locked somewhere because that
Get you high if
It's not
you get
just
the toner.
it's not inkjet. You know, it's laser. So those
Yeah.
laser printer toners, those cartridges, those are like $200.
There has to be a process whereby someone is able to get to them. That's why you bought them, so that you could replace them when they.
It's an office manager who's been laid off.
Yeah.
Who's not here
Probably.
anymore. Who took the key home with her?
Well, you
can,
can't lay off enough office managers, if you ask me.
We can make a
okay.
ticket.
Keep talent. That's fine.
They're all the same.
Do you want to make a ticket? We
Huh?
can make a ticket about the
No,
toner.
I don't want to make a
the
ticket.
toner.
I want to make a point, damn it, which is don't ask.
Make a ticket to make the point.
Don't ask. Don't ask if it's your responsibility. If you see it needs to be done, do it.
I totally agree with that sentiment. Absolutely.
Thank you. Jared doesn't.
That's not my
He's
job.
like, it's not my responsibility. So all of a sudden he sounds like Jack Lemmon.
Well, look, hold on here.
No.
When I came in here, number one.
Wait, were you gonna hold on? Were you gonna defend yourself?
Absolutely.
Hold on, just 1 second. Let's do word of the day.
Word of the day.
There is no defense.
Reify.
These sheets are legible for those watching on the WSB. You can read them. You can
There's
read
a
them.
bingo card. I see a bingo card.
Thank you. Thank you, Autumn. That's all I needed.
It won't show up.
Thank you.
There is no way. How am
But
I
also, you
supposed
don't
to
have
read
old
that?
man eyes,
How
and
am I
I have
supposed to
old
read
man
that?
eyes, and I can't. Sometimes I can't see stuff.
Where my
either.
finger is.
Right here. Let's see. That's Walls calls Vance weird.
No, on yours it is. On mine, it's just white, nothing, and some vague.
Oh, so he gave you the worst copy.
He gave
too.
me his copy can be read.
On purpose.
Here, take this one. You take.
Oh no!
No. You take
I
this
don't
one.
want your stupid bingo card. That
has the
everybody
best
else.
one.
Hey, let's do your VP bingo card. Hey, I got one thing: $35 trillion in debt will not come up. That's it. I'm done.
iPad?
Not even
That's
on
it.
there. That's the free print.
Yeah, it's a free one of the middle.
Do you have an iPad?
Do I have an iPad?
Yeah. With
Am I
you?
Eric Von Hassler?
Of course I know.
Of
but
course
is it
I
with
have
you?
an iPad. How dare you?
Is it on your person?
It's I look at it every day. It's got my story thoughts.
My story.
I got Chapel Roan.
What are your
Chapel Roan /
Okay, but
Swifties.
isn't-
Hold on. / old guy from the open mic. No jokes about my favorite person allowed. There's an idea that I had.
Oh.
So remember
that's
that old
cool.
guy from the open mic?
Uh-huh.
Well, the Chapel Roan people are mad. The old guy he didn't like that. He said he's never going to listen anymore because we make jokes about Trump.
Oh yeah.
Even though we
Yeah.
make Trumps. And then the Chapel Roan people are mad because Bowen Yang, what is it? Chapel Roan's mad at Bowen Yang at SNL
mad at a lot of
because
people.
he did some jokes about her, kind of.
Her shtick.
And then the Swifties, they're always mad if anybody makes any jokes about it's everywhere now, from Chapel Roan to Trump. No matter who people love, they will not accept the fact that people make jokes about them. Which
Just
I
be
find
fair.
Apple Roan to Trump. Everybody's getting angry.
And I don't even know if it's Chapel Roan that's angry about the SNL bit. Because basically he dressed up as that stupid,
Moodang.
yeah, what is that thing?
It's a
run-up?
pygmy hippo.
Pygmy
Oh,
hippo.
the
that everybody said,
viral. She has her own stream.
And so it showed up. That's why they did a sketch about it on Saturday Night Live. And he started complaining a la Chapel Roan about the fans and them getting too close. And the people, oh, this is terrible. Do you understand what jokes are?
No.
I don't know why this makes me angry. Hey, everybody on the left, you know how you can't, like, the 1,000th Orange Man joke is still funny to you? Well, the people that disagree with you, they giggle about things too. Do you understand? Like, can you remove yourself from your idiotic emotional state long enough to understand how humor works? Sometimes you laugh because someone else or something else gets harmed. And then sometimes people laugh at things that you don't want to see harmed. Remove that, you remove all jokes. To some level, someone or something is harmed in any kind of joke that you're interested in that isn't on the side of a Dixie cup. Yes?
What was the word of the day?
The word of the day is...
Reify.
It's actually a term, sense of humor. No, it's not. It's
Reify. I like the
Reify.
voice. The voice,
Reify.
yeah, it
Oh.
sounds kind of like very breathy.
the voice is like from a telephone conversation from the 90s.
Reify.
Reify.
Hi, reify.
Give us a call. Are you lonely?
Reify.
You want to reify?
I'm alone.
What's your
My
AIM?
husband's away on an oil rig.
Reify.
What's your AIM screen name?
A reify.
AIM.
A reify has a definition. It's a verb. It's spelled R-E-I-F-Y, and it just says you make something, potentially mostly something that's abstract, more concrete and real. So if something used to mean something, you bring it back. You reify it. You give it validity.
Reify.
Reify.
Here's it's an example sentence. I built a model to reify the physics principles I was studying. The blueprints started to reify the ideas the couple had for their dream home. Kind of an odd word. That's why I'm giving you the sentences. Even though, and one more, we need to reify some of these ideas into action. You know, like changing the toner.
Reify.
The moment it becomes obvious that the toner is low. Let's reify the idea. Let's reify the idea that in this office place, we change the toner as soon as the first person recognizes that the printing is not as good as it should have been. Look at that. I took care of the sentence.
Wait, does that count, though? Remember, we get a veto
Of course
vote.
it does.
Of course it counts. Counts.
I excise my veto. I'll never disagree. That's what a good yes man does.
Thank you very much, Tim.
And woman.
You're not only a yes man, you're a good yes man.
Thank
It's not
you.
enough just to be a yes man.
Yeah.
Just say yes
He's
all
the
the
muscle
time.
over
I
there.
don't want thoughtless yeses. I want
nuanced
thoughtful.
yeses.
I want nuanced. Hey, maybe not, but I
You want us to reify some of your thoughts.
Oh,
Reify.
I'd like to
Into
reify this
real-world
country.
examples.
reify America again.
Right.
After Trump, this is going to be the new hat.
Rama.
Reify
Grandma.
America.
What about Ramala?
What is on
I
the?
understand the definitions are important.
Have you noticed one thing I've
Toner's
noticed?
expensive. And I'm going to stop people from charging so much for toner.
Enough of the toner gouging.
Send them to jail. Throw them in a pit.
Throw them in a pit.
Burn them alive. Maybe at the stake. Bring back the village, coming together.
Yes.
All the
And,
stocks.
the stockades.
All the good stuff. I've
Community.
noticed that tonight, before the VP debate, started yesterday. When I was walking out, I saw on CNN this thing, the banner thing said, Waltz says he's a little nervous thinks Vance is better than him. I mean, it was like, okay, some sandbagging going on for some reason. So I pick up on it there. And it continues into today, where I saw 2 or 3 different headlines that are put out there about how, Kamala's a little bit worried about how Waltz is going to do against Vance. And it's just kind of odd. Why are they sandbagging so much? Do they think the guy's really going to be terrible? I think that they're just sandbagging, lowering the expectations, lowering the standards. And he'll probably do fine, because here's the deal. Have you seen the first 2 debates? They're not going to be asked any questions of substance. Do you know what's going to be a big part of this debate? Probably right at the very beginning. Childless cat women. Now, here's an issue. It's not even an issue. This has absolutely nothing to do with the future of this country. I guarantee you it will hold between 7 and 12 minutes of debate time. Because this is all about personalities now. It's not about policy. What kind of person are you? That's what we're voting on. Not you have a whole life. Boy, I'll tell you what, dude, you're 60 years old. You spent 45 years, here's your resume, solving problems. Oh my goodness. Well, everybody didn't agree with everything you solved, but this resume says you spent 45 years solving problems. You know what? Let's spend a good deal of this debate going over some of these things and see if it's something that can be applied nationally, or if people would want to. No, we're not going to have that. We're going to have snide comments. Waltz, who's just like, your old uncle at Thanksgiving, and might say something out of context that you don't understand, but he's lovable. Remember when you were 7, he took you to Six Flags. Man, he is such a great, great, great dude. And he's not going to get caught up in these sort of issues. He's going to be there to say, hey, ain't these people weird? Well, I tell you what, man, I don't know about you. I don't know if you had this on your bingo card, but when J.D. Vance, when he said that thing about cat women, did you have that on your bingo card? And then the people who like Waltz go, oh, he talks just like us. And then you're going to have J.D. Vance over there. Hey, I'm the hillbilly who made it good. Oh, aspirational. As a Republican, he was a hillbilly. And he made it big in the tech world. And I'll tell you what, my grandma, she shot everybody who came at the door. Yay! Hey, let's see who can maxim and out-bromide each other for Midwestern flavor tonight. Whatever you do, fellas, don't mention that 35 trillion in debt. Why did I even bring it up? I know for a fact it won't come up because that's an actual issue. That's an issue. You know, you may not believe this from the left or the right, but $35 trillion in debt is still going to be an issue no matter who's allowed into your favorite public bathroom.
No.
Can you believe that?
No.
Are you telling me a lie?
I'm telling you that you could win absolutely 100% your side of who should be in a public bathroom, and the $35 trillion debt will go up by another $1 trillion while you are popping the champagne because you won. I tell you what, I vote for culture. It's not something I can touch, smell, or but I vote based on, culture. That means vibes.
He's reifying.
That means feelings. I'm reifying.
That's what he's going to try. That's what they're both going to try and do.
They're going to reify what? Are they going to try to reify?
Their positions and their ideas
positions.
and their thoughts, I guess.
I guess that would be true in any debate. The question is,
Yeah.
what will the questions be? And unless it's very different from the first two debates, it will be about all the nonsense that the 24-hour news networks put panels of experts together to talk about endlessly. I'll bet you J.D. Vance is going to be asked about Trump's rudeness. Again, if Trump's rude or not rude, $35 trillion of debt is still going to be there. Which one is ephemeral and which one is hard and not going to move? Which one? I mean, Trump's a person, so he ain't going to be around forever, and neither is any of us. But you know what will? The legacy of $35 trillion of debt. So I don't want to hear you talk about how you're worried about and you're working to help the climate because you care about the future and your grandchildren. People still argue about the climate. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to have to pay this $35 trillion. And if nobody has to pay it, it's interesting that with three major 24-hour news networks, none of them has booked the person who tells us why we're not going to have to pay it. So I'm 60. I've got news for you. For the most part, I'm not going to have to pay it. Because I'm not looking to make the Today Shows people who turned 100. That's not going to happen. I'm looking to... if I've got 20 years left, But this is what we've done. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear you talk about how you're working to protect the climate because you care about your children and grandchildren when CBS almost certainly will not bring up the fact that we're $35 trillion in debt and you're going to vote based on public bathrooms.
To the proud native son who went from peanut farmer to president to humanitarian. Happy 100th birthday to Jimmy Carter.
If you're looking for an exceptional Swiss timepiece, visit Terra Fine Jewelry today. They have exceptional Swiss watches from Tag Heuer and the finest selection in Atlanta of pre-owned Rolex. It's where I've been shopping for over 25 years. Terra Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out-of-pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
Don't miss the huge Eastman Gun and Knife Show this weekend at the Lake Point Sports Center in Emerson. Featuring thousands of rifles, shotguns, handguns, wholesale ammunition, and reloading supplies, all at liquidation prices. It's Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4 at the Lake Point Sports Center in Emerson.
Your roof has been working overtime lately. Heavy rain and severe storms have impacted our area again. So how did your roof hold up? Hey, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. Heavy rain and severe storms like we've had recently can expose roof leaks and lead to water damage. I recommend you schedule a free roof analysis with my roofer, Finley Roofing, the roof guys. If your roof is leaking or damaged, it's possible that you don't even see any signs yet, but you could see water inside. Look around, check your attic, ceiling, drywall, and chimney area. Do you see dripping water, wet spots, or water streaks? If yes, think of Finley first. Finley Roofing is locally owned and operated. They always follow the golden rule to treat you right, and I trust trust them in my home. You can trust them too. Get peace of mind with no obligation and no charge. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
If you're a State Farm customer affected by the recent hurricane and need to submit a claim, go to statefarm.com, call 1-800-SF-CLAIM, download the State Farm mobile app, or contact your local State Farm agent. With one of the industry's largest catastrophe response teams, State Farm and your agent are ready to help. Go to statefarm.com to start your claim. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When it comes to beautiful,
Superior Pro has over 26 years of experience transforming homes with new siding, providing you a 15-year labor warranty that gives peace of mind knowing you hired the best. Don't settle for a warranty that doesn't last. Superior Pro provides the best with the most experienced team. To get your free design consultation, visit superiorpro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Kayaccio with our top story, Israel under rocket fire. In the latest escalation in the Middle East conflict, Iran fires dozens of missiles at Israel, many intercepted by Israeli defenses. Correspondent Charlie Daggett at the Pentagon has details on U.S. involvement.
According to defense officials, U.S. forces have been involved in defending against the Iranian attack. U.S. forces are currently defending against Iranian-launched missiles targeting Israel. We will remain postured to provide additional defensive supports, also in defense and protection of U.S. forces in the region.
The White House says Iran's attack on Israel appears to have been defeated. Iran launched nearly 200 missiles at Israel today. Following the attack, Iran warns Israel a crushing response would follow any retaliation. A chemical cloud continues hovering over Rockdale County today because of the BioLab fire. The general county-wide shelter-in-place order is lifted, but County Commission Chair Oz Nesbitt says weather patterns are causing the cloud to bank down and move throughout the county.
As those shifts take place, we have to make sure that we're mitigating according to the direction of the wind and the atmosphere.
They're specifically asking anyone who sees the cloud above them, smells chlorine in the air, or who has respiratory problems to remain indoors. The county says air quality and water testing shows both are safe. Vice President Harris will visit areas of Georgia hit hard by Hurricane Helene last week. She'll be in Georgia tomorrow. Her visit comes as the death toll rises across the southeast. More than 130 deaths are now reported, but that number is expected to rise, with many still missing in western North Carolina. At least 40 are dead in the Asheville area. It is now 3:32, and this news is sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And in the 24-hour traffic center now, here's Smiling Mark McKay.
Hey, Bill, the thick of it, the worst of the thick of the traffic is going to be through downtown Midtown Atlanta, 7585 southbound, leaving 17th Street down to I-20 northeast Atlanta. The 85-400 corridor is stacked up. A little slowing on the north side perimeter as you leave Dunwoody at Perimeter Mall past Roswell Road, exit 25. 400 is crowding headed up to Alpharetta in Sandy Springs near the North Springs MARTA station. Alpharetta tells us they've been working a gas main break, Webbridge Road at Parkbridge Parkway, just east of 400. Use Old Milton, get around that. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Epwards. Partly cloudy through the afternoon, high near 80. Clear for tonight, lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 81. Thursday, abundant sunshine, high 82.
Right now, it's 80 in Tucker, 79 in Dallas, and 82 in Palmetto. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Kayaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Just like one's taste in music, every home is unique. That's why Mama Bear and I chose Scana Energies, our natural gas provider. They have options to fit your home's needs. But since you're busy, I'll help you find the right music for now. Maybe a little country or smooth jazz. Oh, yeah. Sign up with Scana today and save up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/warm for details. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
Scott Slade here. You know, when we talk about our health, I think it's pretty important to talk about what's most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. like lots of potentially serious health problems. If you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put it off. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 678-369-0202. That's 678-369-0202. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Do you ever wonder if you can truly trust the people servicing your home? Ashley Frasca here to tell you about Ragsdale Heating and Air and their plumbing and electrical services. They've been in my home for years, so I trust them and you can too. Take up to $1,700 off and get low monthly payments for a new Carrier home comfort system through October. With that, Ragsdale's own 15-year parts and labor warranty at no charge. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust. Online at ragsdaleair.com or give them a call. Ragsdale and Carrier, turn to the experts.
New South Window lives southern weather, and our products are designed to keep the intense heat out and the cool air in. We prioritize keeping your family and your home comfortable all year round. That's why our energy-efficient windows and doors are made, installed, and guaranteed for life.
For a limited time only, save 35% off on New South windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com/radio to learn more.
A couple other things that will happen during the Veep debate tonight. One is both are going to rush to talk about how into war with Iran they actually are, because we're just not involved with enough wars on the other side of the world to keep us safe. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I know that there are no bombs falling on your country. I know that your country hasn't been attacked, in fact, since 2001. I know that there's no actual kinetic threat to you or your loved ones from any country or any group of people around the world. But damn it, in order to make sure that never happens, we got to get involved in yet another war, or the expansion. What is this? This would be 2B, 2A. As we go, it's just not enough. And who cares about being $35 trillion in debt? We will find the money for the next war. Homelessness, not so much. Oh, shut up, you Americans. You got to deal with that every day of your life. We have your intelligence agencies in the Pentagon have certain geopolitical aims. Do you understand that? Stop bitching and moaning about your crumbling infrastructure and the fact that there's always 8 more homeless people at the corner every single day. You have to deal with that every day. Do you know that we elites have certain geopolitical aims?
Yeah, we can't find these people in the Appalachian Mountains right now that are dealing with hell now in Asheville, up in Boone.
We have to go to war with yet another country that is not attacking us in order to make sure you're still safe. It just has to be done. So they will both just raise their hands as much as possible. We got to go to war with Iran, even though we can't afford it, or they're not bombing us right now. And also, there's going to be a lot of because they're going to try to out Midwestern uncle each other.
Oh, gosh almighty, I'm from a Midwest.
Yeah. So
right. Midwestern values on the bingo card.
Well, it's not even just values. To me, it's I would do a count of all the maxims and bromides. As I looked some up, it's like, which one will say something like, busy as a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest.
He's just like me.
He doesn't know whether to scratch his watch or wind his butt.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hold her, Newt. We're headed for the pea patch. That's after one of the others said something funny or weird. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. That's one to look for.
That's an old saw there.
That's an old one. It doesn't have to be crazy and new. It's just like I want to be folksy. Well, you know, someone will say something like, well, it's 6 of one, half dozen in the other. That's just how you speak, right?
Tough tomatoes.
I'm just like you, except you give your money to Big Pharma, and I accept money from Big Pharma. But beside that, shucks, folks, I'm just like you.
The big bag debate should come up, too, because in the Midwest, they refer to bags as bigs instead of bags. So we got to figure out whether or not J.D. Vance calls it a bag or a big.
Bigs.
He doesn't really have a Midwestern accent.
I don't know. He appears to have almost nothing that stands out as far as his. I'm not saying anything against him, but he doesn't stand out. Like, he's not particularly good looking. He's not particularly bad looking. I'm talking about J.D. Vance. He's not real good looking. He's not real bad looking. He's perfectly fine. Looks fine. Got that, I don't know, just nothing. His voice is not irritating, yet it's not memorable. It's just nothing. It's just, he's just kind of a guy. Now, I don't know.
Piece of white bread.
If I had to know about crypto or whatever.
Weird.
Yeah, but I need about crypto. I'm going to ask the weird guy. I ain't going to ask Tim Waltz about crypto.
I don't know anything about that. I just know we got to win this election.
Okay, now, look, if you want to help me out and give me some money, we do have a way for you to give by crypto. But hey,
go to the website.
Before the election, I can't admit to be smart enough to understand that stuff because it'd make you think that I'm just a folksy old, not the uncle you always love, but the uncle who's built up a resume of good memories. That's me. That's me. And then J.D. Vance will go, no, that's me. I tell you about my grandma. She shot everybody who came to the door. That's how American she was. Woo!
Hell yeah.
Can we get through an hour and a half and not talk about anything important? That's going to be, will anything important come up? Is the question, because it's at least 8 to 12 minutes of, what did you mean when you said childish cat ladies? I don't know. They've been making jokes about this for 100 years. You figure it out.
We might get an update on Springfield, though. That'd be nice.
You know what would be nice? What would be nice is if J.D. Vance, when they try to pin him down, the childish cat lady says, I just thought it was funny. If you don't, that's fine. Whatever. Your next question? I don't need J.D. Vance going into a long thing to prove the childish cat ladies thing was it. But that's what we're going to get.
He's going to...
Wait, ask him about the eating the dogs and the cats. And I would like J.D. Vance to go, yeah, I don't know what Trump was thinking. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, but that won't happen.
Oh, then Trump will be like,
I want him out. Yeah. He's disloyal.
Look. Excuses are like armpits. Everyone has got at least two.
That's
They
right.
both stink.
And we're on national television, so I said armpits, just like you would in mixed company. But if you were with your buddies in your man cave, you'd say the other A word. But I'm doing it just like you, folks, because I'm just like you, except I accept money from Big Pharma. You give it to them. Other than that, we're just alike. This is a situation where I kind of wish my wife was out of town.
Why?
Oh, is she going to watch it?
Because she's going to want to watch it.
Oh, she's going to commentate with you. So if she's
watching, but I mean, it's like, because I think that if I had the house to myself, I just wouldn't watch it. But if my wife's watching it, then I have to, it's like, what am I, a jerk? You watch it upstairs. I'll sit down here and pout.
You go to a different TV then. You go upstairs and
let
her have the basement.
She's just going to come over and go, did you hear what he's... It's just like, I might as well just be watching it because she's going to say every 10 minutes...
She's going to give you the play-by-play.
Did you hear so-and-so? Because she still plays this game where, I don't think... And I'm like, honey, they don't believe it. Don't validate them by agreeing or disagreeing or getting angry or being happy. They said it because research said to say it. That's it. If you respond with any emotion, they've got you. So I do not respond anymore. Can you believe what so-and-so said? No, I believe they saw some research that said they should say that. That's what I believe. Whether I agree with them or I disagree with them, I absolutely know they didn't say it because it's something they care about. You look at someone like Ronald Reagan. Yes. And you could be, certainly it's been a long time and you can be very critical and maybe he deserves some critique. But let me tell you something about Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan gave his first speech that was against the Soviet Union and their system, I believe in the early 50s when he was an actor. And then when he became president in January of 1981, he immediately went to work trying to destroy the Soviet Union.
And it worked.
And 1 year after he left office, the Berlin Wall fell. A year or so after that, the Soviet Union went out of business. So that was a guy who had one thing on his mind from the early 1950s until it all came through in... Is there any issue for any of these candidates that you think is like that? I mean, I guess you could say immigration, but I think that the immigration thing is because it works so much. That's why the Democrats suddenly have taken an
now
interest
they care. That's like,
in
okay.
immigration.
Well, they don't like me.
Ronald Reagan would talk about how we have to end the Soviet Union in the mid-'60s when everybody's like, no, we can all get along. He had the same position through times when people agreed with him and times when people disagreed with him. And this is not saying I think Ronald Reagan's I believe there's good deconstructive criticism of Ronald Reagan.
He also didn't have TikTok,
The
too.
point, that is true. Can you imagine him on TikTok?
Hey, y'all. Have you tried this new gum? It'll regrow enamel and also fill holes that are left by cavities. Big Dental doesn't want you to know. You can get it at the TikTok shop right now.
How many politicians do we have like that where you say, I'll tell you what, man, for the last 30 years, this guy has been, he's really been, there's nothing.
I've been harping on the
Nothing.
wall.
Remember when yes, I was saying that, but I think that's because it's a winning issue more than anything else. If something else would have been a bigger winner after that escalator ride, I think you'd be on that, but that's fine. That is something that affects everybody. I was thinking about the immigration deal. The immigration deal, I think, is where the intelligence agencies have a little bit of a problem. It's the one thing, because it is part of their we have geopolitical aims, but it's the one part that just keeps rubbing into normal citizens in a way that for some reason homelessness hasn't bothered us yet. When we look at all this money that we're sending to other countries to kill people, and we just can't, no one has any plans for homelessness because that's something that you American people deal with. You just shut up. Here at the top, in the intelligence agencies of the Pentagon, I don't know if you've heard this yet, but we have certain geopolitical aims. And if 1 million people have to die, did I mention we have certain geopolitical aims? Shut up.
The vice presidential debate between Senator J.D. Vance
Kamala Harris talks about her middle-class background. They're lying to
and
you.
Governor Tim Walz.
Bill Scott, Social Security and Medicare.
Tonight.
So what Donald Trump brings back is intelligence to the Oval
Beginning
Office.
at 9.
And they will ban abortion across this country.
On the WSB app and on 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station.
Scott Slade here. You know, when we talk about our health, I think it's pretty important to talk about what's most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual Imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put it off. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 678-369-0202. That's 678-369-0202. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
I'm Kamala Harris. Here's a few things I believe. Middle-class families, like the one I grew up in, they want common sense solutions. You want lower prices and lower taxes. I believe you want to just not get by, but you want to get ahead. We must create an opportunity economy where everyone has a chance to get a car loan, buy a home, start a business. And I believe we can make that happen.
Kamala Harris's plan? Bring down costs by cracking down on corporate price gougers. Make homeownership more affordable for families. A middle-class tax cut for 100 million Americans. And make sure billionaires and big corporations pay their fair share so you can keep more of the money you've earned.
Instead of being focused on the politics of the past, we need to be thinking about the future and how we make it better for families like yours. I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for President.
Looking for a simple, fun, and fast way to win money on sports this season? Underdog Fantasy is the app for you. Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine. I know that I just downloaded the Underdog Fantasy app for the big Georgia-Bama game, and of course for my Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. And I couldn't believe how much fun I had. All you do is choose higher or lower on your favorite player's stats to win 1,000 times your pick'em entry. For example, I had Tyler Algier from the Atlanta Falcons going higher than 50 yards. He ended up with 60 yards, making me a winner. As you can see, making picks on Underdog Fantasy is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app like I did or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code MOTO, like Yamamoto, Moto, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 years or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
From the day we quote you upfront pricing to the day we finish, you'll really like our process and love the way your home looks. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors. We're the siding and window experts on the Home Fix-It show, but we offer a lot more. Painting, roofing, decks, doors, and gutters, all with unmatched quality and craftsmanship. Even the small details are a big deal to us. We're licensed and insured, and we make every step of your renovation as enjoyable as the outcome. Google Nelson Exteriors.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
Oh, we have more from the Ronald Reagan TikTok channel.
Hello, everybody. I'm about to do the Chernobyl Pepper Challenge. They're going to have me on Hot Ones next week, and I'm going to try the MX Peacekeeper missile wing. It's the best, hottest sauce there is.
You have a shout-out for anybody in the world?
I want to give a shout-out to Jared Yamamoto, who recently went to my TikTok shop and bought the toilet scrub brush that does miracles and gets your toilet cleaner than any chemical, and plus it's safe if your dog drinks out of the toilet.
You said you wanted to help what's his face with that tattoo on his forehead?
Mr. Gorbachev, wash that thing off your head with this brand new head brush, available now in the TikTok shop. Safely removes birthmarks, restoring your natural skin.
So you know, if it's a birthmark, isn't that the natural skin? It's like the
No,
concept is you're
no,
born with it.
No, it's a deformity that must be erased because it's too distracting to sit in Reykjavik and talk about nuclear missile proliferation when a guy has red bird poop on his forehead.
It must have been difficult.
It
Quite
was
a
tough.
distraction.
I had to
you
look
never-
at George Bush.
You never know, man. If Reagan had TikTok, he may not have been a one-issue guy like that.
I
with
would
the
have had
talk-
many issues.
Yes, exactly. Many issues and
The
many
fermented
and many
shark
solutions.
challenge.
Do you
In Norway, they eat fermented shark, and they ferment it in urine. I'm going to eat one now.
Ronald Reagan does all the TikTok challenges.
Yum.
Well, you're very open-minded. Very open-minded.
I
Mr.
am.
Reagan.
You know, I am pro-gay marriage now.
I know. Yeah. It's
Wow.
so, but now,
Well,
you've been dead since the 90s.
I needed to get reelected.
Or the early 2000s.
I had a lot of gay friends from Hollywood.
I know you did. Yeah, of course.
Like
you had
that
to get
one
elected.
guy.
And there were probably more.
There were several. Jim Neighbors.
Yes. Good guy.
Rock Hudson.
Yeah. These are friends of yours.
Cary Grant.
Yeah, you never yet. Well, that's not very
John Wayne.
Okay. Well, all right. It's just because his first name was
Well, his name
Marion.
was Marion.
It doesn't make him. Come on.
Jack Lemmon.
Okay, you know you're what? There's no
Bonzo.
You're just saying things.
Bonzo.
Well, you would know.
Bonzo wanted to marry a gorilla, but we wouldn't let him. Times have changed.
Nobody knows who Bonzo is.
Jared does.
I just no idea. Ronald Reagan was in a series of movies toward the end of his acting career that were comedies where his sidekick was a chimp named Bonzo.
Go out there and win one for the Bonzo.
Bedtime for Bonzo was.
I had no idea about
And
this.
any time that Reagan would be scandalous or whatever, the New York Times would say bedtime for Reagan. All right, what are we doing here next?
Little Hummer No
Well,
Thanks?
let's do that. Autumn loves
This
it.
is interesting.
Love it.
What do you say, Autumn?
Or
Wow.
thanks.
Missed it.
She was a little
Well,
late on
you
that.
asked me to say it right when it was needing to.
I know that. I did.
Shush
Don't-
up,
don't-
okay?
Hey, shush up, okay? Listen, I
Shush
didn't
up, okay?
say
No,
anything.
love is love.
I wasn't yelling at you or in any kind of way. And
I'll perform.
Biden told me, his dad told me, it's simple. They're in love, son. So just
I
relax.
told Ronald Reagan if that chimpanzee at the grill wanted to go. Look. No,
All right, before we take our break, which is coming up, it's just, I can see it coming over the horizon very quickly. Why don't you hit me with one?
All right, I just found this.
I'm not going to explain the concept anymore. We're doing Humor No Thanks.
I don't get it.
Figure it out.
This is brand new, hot off the press, New York Post, sex and relationships category. My twin sister and I want to share a boyfriend and live as a throuple. Are you interested or not?
Well, of course I am. Who wouldn't be?
This is interesting.
This is very interesting.
Of course, our guest analyst, TikTok Reagan, is with us.
Dead Ronald Reagan.
No, TikTok.
TikTok
Oh,
Reagan.
sorry.
He's
Okay,
TikTok Reagan.
It's this group of Australian gals. They've shared everything from the minute they were born, from Barbies to bicycles, and now they're 20 years old and they want the same
They also
boyfriend as well
probably
too.
shared some sexual trauma.
Oh, you know
Adam, why
what?
can't you let
Oh,
her
isn't it
love?
funny?
There you
we should
go
all
again.
Laugh. We should
As-
all laugh about trauma that people are going
no,
through.
hold on. First of all, you don't know that. Are you saying that anybody who doesn't get into the traditional two-people relationship necessarily had trauma?
Absolutely not. But I am saying two siblings that are trying to get into a sexual relationship
Oh, I
with
missed that
another
part.
person at the same time.
I think my brain was turned off when he said that. Did you say it was siblings?
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
they're
twins.
twins.
Twin sisters. They
okay,
want to
I
have
don't
a
know. That
throuple
went
with
over
the
my
man,
head.
with
You're
the-
absolutely right, Autumn. That part went over my head. I didn't. For some reason, that didn't register what he was saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they're related, they're siblings. Yeah, they're screwed up. I agree with Autumn.
Thank you. Yay.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Attention parents, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta has now opened the new Arthur M. Blank Hospital at 2220 North Druid Hills Road at I-85. The Eggleston Emergency Department is closed. The new state-of-the-art Arthur M. Blank Hospital is open to provide emergency services for your child. Remember, Eggleston Emergency Department is now closed. Bring your children to Arthur M. Blank Hospital for emergency care. Stay informed at choa.org.
The 27th annual Motul Petit Le Mans arrives at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, October 9th through the 12th for 4 days of world-class sports car racing and fan activities. Strap in for the 10-hour IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season finale and round out the weekend with a Fox Factory 120. Experience Corvette, BMW, Lamborghini, Lexus, Ferrari, Porsche, Audi, and more. Kids 12 and under are admitted free with ticket and adult. Get more details and tickets at roadatlanta.com.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I have terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store. Walk-ins welcome, or visit goodfeet.com for more information.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Georgia Spa Company. Our top story, Israel under attack. The sound of air raid sirens as Iran fires a barrage of missiles into Israel today. Many of them are intercepted by Israeli defenses. The attack, the latest escalation in the Middle East conflict. At the White House, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. helped defend Israel.
The United States military coordinated closely with the Israeli Defense Forces to help defend Israel against this attack. U.S. naval destroyers joined Israeli air defense units in firing interceptors to shoot down inbound missiles.
Following the attack, Iran warns Israel a crushing response would follow any retaliation. Now, today's attack on Israel has many wondering why and what is next. WSB's Steve Summers is live now with what one Middle East expert believes is going on.
Yeah, Bill, the Middle East is complicated on the best of days, and often things are not as they seem. Georgia State University Middle East Studies professor Alan Fromhertz tells me part of the strike today is to show that Iran does not fear Israel.
Iran needs to save face. It needs to respond to the assassination of Hezbollah leader Nasrallah.
But Professor Fromhertz says it's also about Iran's Islamic leadership proving to its own people that it's in control.
Ali Khamenei is very concerned about his perception among his people because there have been years of protests against the current system of government.
And Professor Fromhertz says when it gets down to brass tacks, Iran does not really want an all-out war with Israel after seeing Israel's ability to make pagers and cell phones explode in the hands of Hezbollah militants and after Israel killed a Hamas leader right in Tehran. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta. Do we stay dry for a few days? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A new Justice Department review of Georgia's prison system reveals frightening conditions.
The 93-page report exposes rampant violence, sexual abuse, drug use, and extortion in Georgia prisons. Northern Georgia U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan.
The leadership at the Georgia Department of Corrections has lost control of its facilities. Staffing shortages and other systemic failures have contributed.
Assistant U.S. Attorney Kristen Clark says Georgia has created a chaotic and dangerous environment.
Stemming from a culture of indifference to the safety and security of people Georgia holds.
She says they look forward to working with the state. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
As the chemical cloud hangs over Rockdale County, a new shelter in place for residents who smell chlorine or have respiratory conditions after the biolab fire.
Those residents should stay indoors and turn off their AC. Dr. Lynn Paxton with Gwinnett Newton Rockdale Public Health says she believes the public's still safe.
The levels of the chemicals reported to date are below the levels that have previously been recognized to cause symptoms in most people.
But a new lawsuit from attorney Chris Stewart seeks damages for repeated incidents at the facility.
One time could be an accident, but what has continued to happen at BioLab
It's not an accident.
He says BioLab's placement of a sprinkler near a water-reactive chemical causing that fire is unacceptable. In Atlanta, Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
The Secretary of Homeland Security says rebuilding after Hurricane Helene will be very expensive and could take years. Efforts are underway now to bring in military help to hard-hit western North Carolina.
I'm Jim Crisula in North Carolina. Search and rescue efforts continue in the mountains of western North Carolina and East Tennessee. 5 days after Hurricane Helene dumped historic amounts of rain, leading to catastrophic flooding. Hundreds remain missing. President Joe Biden plans to visit the flood-ravaged region Wednesday.
Vice President Harris comes to Georgia tomorrow. Dock workers in Savannah are among those walking off the job today.
The truth is, robots don't pay taxes. They don't spend money in their communities, period.
Thousands along the East Coast are on strike for higher pay and more job security due to concerns about automation. If the strike drags on, you could start to see higher prices for some items at the store. It is now 4:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic. And here's Smiling Mark McKay.
Delays now picking up on Atlanta's bypass I-285, especially across the north side, leaving Dunwoody, trying to get from Ashford Dunwoody, Chamblee Dunwoody Road past Roswell Road, exit 25, heading in the other direction toward Tucker and Clarkston. You're on the brakes as you approach exit 29, Ashford Dunwoody Road. Really not out of it till you clear Highway 78. That's the worst of it on 285. No, not too fun trying to get into Midtown and downtown Atlanta. Watching in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Jackson East.
Looking at the jam cam, you are seeing those brake lights starting 400 southbound around the Buckhead area as you're trying to make your way into Midtown. And those southbound delays, they are stretching down past the I-20 interchange. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Fair skies for this evening. Temperatures falling to the mid-60s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 81. Thursday, sunshine, morning low 65, afternoon high 82.
It's 82 now in Norcross, 81 in Fairburn, and 76 in Loganville. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
It's my honor to let you know that Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And I believe it. Can I just say one thing before we get back to or no thanks? My phone embarrasses me sometimes because I have to interact with people. I don't know if you guys ever do this with your phones. You actually interact with other people. And on the texting, a lot of times, I know a lot of people who have good senses of humor. So there's a lot of jokes flying around in the different text threads that I'm involved with. And when somebody says something or texts something that's especially funny, and this happens in our little text thread thing a lot too, I want to be able to go like bravo or yeah, that made me laugh. And I just wish there was something beyond the ha-ha emoji. I just feel like an idiot.
That's a reaction, not an emoji.
Ha-ha. Huh? I think ha-ha is, to me, ha-ha. I don't. That's not like I'm really laughing. I'm like, ha-ha.
Oh, I only use it for I'm actually laughing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying I don't think it's, I wish there was something else. I use it in that situation as well.
But
I always
funny,
feel,
period.
I feel dumb. Yeah,
What's wrong with that?
Okay, that's all right, but it's a little kind of like on the nose.
Well.
Can't there be like a, I mean, I know there are probably other emojis, but you only have what's available right there in the text thing. And can't they just make one of those stupid faces of somebody laughing? I think I would feel better about that.
They have hundreds of them.
Yeah,
on
what are you talking
emojis,
about?
but not in the. I just know what comes up when I hit the thing. Like, yes, I know there's a million emojis, but you don't have. Do you have access to every emoji in your text?
Yeah,
all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hold on, relax. It's not the end of the world. I might
I'm just so
actually
confused about why
have,
you don't know that.
Okay, but it's okay. It's all right. It's not the end of the world.
I don't think it's the end of the world. I just think it's wild that you don't know.
All right. Well, that's how people learn in this world. Just as
Well,
they admit that they don't
dumb.
know something.
I just sent you the perfect reaction GIF you can use for anything.
All right. Thank you. You know what? I'll just simply accept that. Jared Yamamoto, give me the next or no thanks.
All right. Going back to politics here. Gallup poll here. For the first time ever, more Americans are Republican than Democrat from the Daily Beast. No.
No thanks. What are you going to do with that?
I don't know. I don't believe any of these things that I see. Is the Daily Beast, is that right or left?
They're left.
They're
Daily
on the
Beast
left.
left, yes.
So it's, oh my God, are they clutching their polls over
They
this?
are. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
No, most people vote both ways, even though if they call themselves Republicans or Democrats. I know that there's like 35% of the country, 30 to 35% is Democrat, 30 to 35%
the rest
is
are kind
Republican. The rest are in the middle. But how many of the people who declare themselves as Democrats or Republicans only always vote for that? Like there's some level of those that will tend to, I mean, we see like the Republicans who are never Trumpers and stuff. And then you have the same thing from the other side who find their mainstream candidates are not at all leftist enough. So, I mean.
And even within this poll here,
what does it really mean? That's what I'm asking you, Jared.
Yeah.
What does it all really mean?
What it really means, Eric, is that most of the states where you have to declare what kind of candidate you're going to vote for, what kind of ballot you want, are red states. So that you have to declare that you're Republican in more of the red states than you do in a lot of the blue states, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so it may be that if the more of the blue states said that you had to declare yourself, we would find out that this isn't true, which gets me to the point, I never believe these things.
So Daily Beast trying to scare people a little bit there.
All right, so yeah, I may have. Did I say no thanks on that one?
You did.
Okay, then it captured my feelings.
All right.
My emotions about it.
From The Sun here. Madonna, 66 years old, starts production on a new dance album. Oh, no.
No thanks.
Can Madonna just start realizing it doesn't mean that she can't dance anymore. It doesn't mean that she can't have fun anymore. But don't you get this, I get this feeling of desperation off of Madonna. It's just like, it's like you're 66 and that's cool. There's a lot of artists that are releasing some really good music about and that touches on, Peter Gabriel's last one, Crowded House's last one. There's several others where they touch on, hey, we're writers now, and now we're writing about this, which is, we're getting older and, and they're not like giving up. They're still being artists. They're still reflecting the world around them. But she really seems to me, I always said never be the old guy on the dance floor. Madonna is becoming the old guy on the dance floor and not realize, because my thing when that happened, when I saw that when I was 17 years of age, the old man on the dance floor who had good-looking girls around him that were dancing, he thought that they were there because they wanted to dance with him and they thought that he was cool. And so Madonna's the same way. It's like Madonna doesn't realize that now you're the novelty on the dance floor now. You're the grandmother on the dance floor. And I don't care how enlightened we become, the grandmother on the dance floor will always be a thing, but it's always a bit of a novelty. And no matter how much she tried, and I'm not trying to knock her down or anything, I'm just saying I really think it just reeks of desperation. The way that that she looks at all these, Taylor Swift and
then she had that moment during the summer.
I need to be that again. No, you don't. You don't need to be that again. You just need to be the best person at 66 and make a good album.
And remember,
but reflect your age.
During the summer too, she was having those kind of diva moments where she was. It was so hot as hell in Miami. The one that's really stood out, where she's like, "Yeah, we got to turn the AC down in here. We got to turn it down or turn it off." Is actually what they wanted to do.
What more do grandmothers do? Like start monkeying around with the AC. And making everybody else uncomfortable. Although usually it goes the other way.
Hot in here.
Yeah, usually it goes that way, where the grandma wants air conditioning on. But I guess Madonna is reversed.
Where's my cardigan?
Is this Madonna I'm speaking to?
Hello.
You're still cool. You're still hip.
True blue, baby. I love you.
I'm not asking you. If you look at some of these albums by people who are getting older, legacy artists, they're putting out some really, it's not like,
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm doing that.
No, you're not. You're trying to become a dance artist again, or you just want to be at the top of the charts. One more time.
Every little thing that you say and do, I'm hung up.
You should do an acoustic folk album.
I don't know what she should do, but she should reflect her life now as an artist now. Holiday.
Celebrate.
Like a virgin.
Oh, gosh.
Touched for the very first time.
You know what? If the Who can still sing My Generation, Madonna can sing Like a Virgin.
Sure.
Here's a little clue. She actually wasn't a virgin when it was a hit, so it's okay.
Or Beach Boys, wouldn't it be nice if we were older?
Yeah, that one. That's got to be tough these days when they come out. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we'd all be dead and out of all this pain.
Songs that didn't age well.
That song aged greatly. It's a fantastic
it's a
song.
different
what are you
thing.
talking about?
Because that's about being young and wishing to be older,
Yes.
so that you could have the experience of adults.
And so you can take the car. Also, so you
Yeah,
can take
this
the
isn't.
car.
That's not like don't trust anyone over 30, and now you're 62.
Yeah, it's always from the point of view of a 15 or 16-year-old who just wants to get down to the beach. They all just wanted to get down to the beach and go surf.
But instead, I got dang high school to go to.
Except for the guy who wrote all the songs, Brian Wilson. He never surfed in his entire life.
Nope.
What?
He never surfed.
I couldn't because of my ear.
Bruce Springsteen never worked at a factory.
I
It's
don't
all
buy that.
lies, people.
He worked at a factory.
He never worked at a factory.
Come on.
He never worked at a factory.
He worked at a hit factory.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you thought that he was putting in an 8-hour shift and then getting on the tour bus at night and putting on 3-hour shows and then going to work the next day for another 8 hours. Never happened.
You're going to tell me that John Mellencamp wasn't a farmer?
I don't think he was.
He
I
wasn't.
don't actually know.
Okay.
You know what? As far as I'm concerned,
He
I
wasn't
don't.
sucking on a chili dog outside the.
He did that a
tasting
lot.
Well, that was a metaphor. The thing.
Chili dog.
The thing about John Mellencamp, I go by his real name, John Cougar.
John
Anything
Cougar.
after
Yeah,
that,
that
I'm
was
not
better.
He's gussing it up with that Hollywood name, Mellencamp. He lost me. What's next?
From the Hollywood Reporter, I have new TV ratings. SNL hit a 4-year premiere high with season 50 opener. They had 5.3 million people watching.
This is obvious. I'm reading this acting like 4 years ago. What was happening 4 years ago?
The
at this
election.
time? Right. They always get a boost because people want to find
yeah,
out.
'cause Kamala's.
Who's going to
Maya
play?
Rudolph.
Who's going to play her? I guess Gaffigan.
Gaffigan's playing Trump.
Played.
No, Gaffigan played Walls.
Gaffigan
that's right,
played
that's right.
Walls. And so people get interested during, and I used to as well. I'm just not anymore. I'm really not interested in anything other than just curling up with a good book and just doing it absolutely the opposite way of everybody else in society. Not everybody. Almost everybody. I have zero interest in who's playing whom on Saturday Night Live. But that's okay, because I'm an old man and I'm not the person, as long as their job is to get 30-year-olds interested, right?
Well, they got Dana
28-year-olds.
Carvey doing Biden, so at least he's close to Biden in age.
Certainly.
Yours
certainly
is better, Tim.
Oh,
is it?
thank you.
Better than
Yeah.
Dana Carvey, huh?
His is pretty good.
Maybe Dana's losing it.
No,
with
his is really good. Is like he did great Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do the great the whispering and the trailing off and like blah blah blah.
How come you never tried for Saturday Night Live?
Yeah,
or
what
gone
the
for
hell,
an
Tim?
improv
Oh,
class
yeah,
or done
loser.
something with your life.
Come on,
I
Tim.
took improv in my 40s, and
Yeah.
it helped with radio, as
Okay.
it was intended to do.
Okay.
And when I would have been in the era of trying to do things like you suggest, I was working at Bob Evans.
Oh. Zip Zap Pow, did you ever do whatever
Zip
that
Zap
game?
Sausage.
Yes, Zip Zap whatever.
Bob Evans, you did Zip Zap
Zip Zap
Sausage.
Sausage.
Pancake.
It was
Yeah.
the most improvisational.
Oh, Zip Zap Zop is your intro. Zip
Yeah.
Zap Zop.
Yeah. It's a little game they play before they go out there and
Exercise.
pretend to be improvising when they're really doing the same thing they did the weekend
I'm
before.
gonna pretend I'm a needle.
I'm going to pretend I am a blister.
Hey, you two should get together.
Yeah.
Smiling Mark says there are delays on 285 in Dunwoody.
Both into and out of Dunwoody on the inner and the outer loop, Eric. The outer loop starts flowing, leaving Chamblee-Dunwoody, the Chamblee-Dunwoody Road Bridge through the Perimeter Mall region, breaking free in Sandy Springs at exit 25 Roswell Road. West side perimeter, spotty delays as you leave I-75, the Truist Park region, down to I-20. Now, the inner loop has gotten a little worse between Georgia 400 and Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31, maybe some new trouble just before Peachtree Boulevard, and then slowing approaching Spaghetti Junction. Part of that problem has to do with trouble that Sidney Darden found on I-85. Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, right now we are tracking that stalled vehicle on 95 northbound right past 285 eastbound. That's exit 95. It's sitting right now in one right lane, but it's got you slowing and going all the way past Jimmy Carter Boulevard and even there all the way up to basically Pleasant Hill Road. So just be prepared. This report is sponsored by Georgia Aquarium. All month long, explore the haunted seas, take in the spooky sights, and trick or treat every weekend. Experience even more chills, thrills, and gills than ever before. All at the Georgia Aquarium. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Peanut farmer,
We must
Navy veteran,
adjust
state senator,
to changing times
governor,
and still hold
president,
to unchanging principles.
proud native son. Happy 100th birthday to Jimmy Carter.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal Lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Motorcycle riders like you are a different breed. You don't just ride your bike, you're obsessed. So if someone causes you to lay your bike down, you need a different kind of attorney, one that understands bikers and their rights. Eric Von Hessler here for my friends at Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group, motorcycle injury lawyers who ride. You can trust them on the road and in the courtroom. Steel Horse Law can help you get back on your feet, medical bills paid, and your case resolved. Trust is everything, and results matter. Free case evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
If you're a State Farm customer affected by the recent hurricane and need to submit a claim, go to statefarm.com, call 1-800-SF-CLAIM, download the State Farm mobile app, or contact your local State Farm agent. With one of the industry's largest catastrophe response teams, State Farm and your agent are ready to help. Go to statefarm.com to start your claim. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
New South Window lives southern weather, and our products are designed to keep the intense heat out and the cool air in. We prioritize keeping your family and your home comfortable all year round. That's why our energy-efficient windows and doors are made, installed, and guaranteed for life.
For a limited time only, save 35% off on New South Windows and Doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com/radio to learn more.
So you're saying you can't go to New Orleans because they're in cap hell?
I don't think there's a way because, yeah, the Saints have dug themselves in like a 3-year problem. They're in the same position that the Falcons were in 3 years ago.
Devontae Adams
would like to be
Do I have
traded.
the right Devontae? Because there's another Devontae, too. I get them mixed up. There's a Devontae wide receiver.
Devontae Adams is the star stud on the Raiders.
I just always with names. I think I got them wrong when I don't. But, yeah, I know who Devontae Adams is. And I would love to have him on the Falcons or the Bills, but probably ain't going to happen. I guess he's saying he wants out of the.
And which I don't blame him. The Raiders have.
But it's beyond that. Like Antonio Pierce, the head coach, Devontae's been perfectly fine through all this. He hasn't been a jerk about anything, even though he'd rather be somewhere else. And somebody, like one of these NFL insiders, tweeted or X'd or posted or whatever that don't expect Devontae to be in Las Vegas for very long. And then the head coach liked it. And they asked Devontae about it. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
They hate me, I guess. Yeah.
It's just bizarre. Bizarre. But this is not a sports show, for heaven's sake. So give me the next or no thanks possibility.
From the Mirror, Ashton Kutcher fears P. Diddy will betray him to clear his name and get out of jail. You interested? Oh, yeah.
This is interesting.
If you can find this, sorry, which article is that?
It's from the Mirror.
From the Mirror. Well, this is interesting. I was reading this, and it just seemed like, if you knew that somebody had the goods on you and that they could embarrass you publicly with their statements about your behavior in the past, what's the thing that you would do to get ahead of it? Exactly what is being done in this article by Ashton Kutcher, saying he's in such trouble and he's so reckless that I believe he'll say anything if it'll get him out of trouble. I believe that he will make things up. and throw people under the bus and say they did things that they didn't do just to get out of trouble. And I'm looking at this going, I'm guessing you're a good family man now, but maybe you weren't 20 years ago? Because that just, that whole thing about protesting just a wee bit too much. And also putting in there, hey, from this guy, I don't know, he can make up anything. That sounds like somebody who was a little worried. Now, the question is, how much video is there? The other question is there a potential Epsteinism going on here because the FBI got all that video a long time ago, and is it just gone somewhere?
I imagine they would keep it under wraps
Well,
to
'cause-
not embarrass so many people who might not have done anything illegal, but would be embarrassed by what would be on video.
Well, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. But at some point, they're going to have to use if they use any part of these videos in the trial. My feeling is that everything should be up for debate. I mean, they have to show the defense everything that they have, right?
Right.
I guess they only have to show them what they're going to use. And P. Diddy knows the rest, so he can say, hey, I got Tom Hanks. And
Oh, no, that would be
Oh,
hilarious.
come on. I never did anything.
They say that there's talk that the J-Lo, what's his face?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck,
thing,
yeah.
that he was starting to get signals that you might want to get away from her. It's going to be because she was his girlfriend when this was getting going,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, she was with P. Diddy
Yeah.
during that shooting in the club.
Oh yes, oh yes. I saw all these people suddenly are showing up. You know, like I didn't even know this, and I'm like, maybe I knew this at one point, but I saw an interview with that lady who was shot in the face in that nightclub, and she's just like, P. Diddy, I saw it in my own two eyes. He did it. He, and that was he got away with that.
He did?
Yes, his like
Got away with killing Tupac.
this guy Shine. Hold on, this guy Shine, I think was his name. He took the rap for it. 10 years, I think. So he knew it was good for him, I guess. Part of the life. Now, Autumn is bringing up things that. What did you just say about the?
That's an allegation.
Well, he was involved with the killing
Yeah,
of
well,
Tupac.
we don't know. We don't know.
It's pretty.
Well, somebody may have thought that he wanted it done and just went ahead and said, I love him so much, I'm going to go do it.
Well, they tried it once, and it was unsuccessful, and then they got him.
That's
and
what
made it happen.
I would say to the judge. Possibly, I have too much influence, Your Honor, and everyone knows I didn't like him. So maybe somebody just took it upon themselves to make me happy. Is that against the law? Smiling Bark says I-20 slowing in Conyers.
Not too far from where that chemical cloud is still coming up from the biolab. That's been a tourist attraction along I-20, especially during the morning drive. Now we're seeing westbound delays near West Avenue as well. Likely, perhaps a crash in that area near Exit 80 as folks just aren't paying attention. They're more worried about what's happening north of the interstate than they are trying to get through Conyers on I-20, which is open but very slow as you approach Exit 80. Got a travel advisory rolling into Sandy Springs from Smyrna. A couple of right lanes knocked out we see on the jam cam on the inner loop 285 eastbound Riverside Drive, exit 24, heavy back toward I-75. Watching the I-75 ride leaving downtown Atlanta, Jackson Eaton.
Yeah, if you're traveling through Morrow, expect some brake light 75 southbound as you're heading through Henry County. And those brake lights should disappear southbound once you get to Jodico Road, exit 222. Northbound, however, as you're a little slow out of Locust Grove and through McDonough, 75 northbound up to Jonesboro Road, exit 221. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com and schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
So, you need new siding. Well, do your homework. Improperly installed siding is common. Home Fixer Show host Dave Baker here. I've done the research. Nelson Exteriors is my only siding recommendation. They're a James Hardy Color Plus specialist. And Nelson Exteriors has more dedicated project managers per job focused on your home. The highest level of quality control and no cutting corners. A beautiful new siding job installed properly that lasts longer. Get your free siding quote from my guys. Just Google Nelson Exteriors.
Hey Atlanta, Shane Company knows shopping for diamonds is a big deal. We've been servicing you, your friends, and your family in Atlanta for nearly 50 years, so we know exactly how to help you find your dream engagement ring. We also know you deserve a diamond as big as your love at a price that works with your budget, not against it. We've always sourced diamonds directly, cut out the middleman, and passed the savings on to you. Visit one of our 3 stores, Duluth, Alpharetta, or Kennesaw, and compare our wide selection of diamonds, rubies, and a rainbow of sapphires in different shapes and sizes. Then choose the setting that speaks to your style, pick your center stone, and add a decorative crown and an engraving. It's that easy. Or select a perfectly preset ring created by our design team that's ready to go. With our everyday competitive prices and free lifetime warranty, at Shane Company, we'll get it right every time. As Atlanta's family jeweler, this is our promise to you. Come on in and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Wrecks will happen, and insurance will try to pay as little as possible. It's Smile and Mark McKay. When bad traffic leads to a bad accident, get a great lawyer. I recommend John Foy & Associates, the strong arm. There's no cost until they win. JohnFoy.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, it's all new this half hour. We're hearing from the family of a Georgia woman who died after an emergency abortion was delayed.
Amber Thurman's mother, Jeanette Williams, says,
I want to know why.
Why? She says doctors waited to perform an emergency abortion on her daughter, which ultimately led to her death. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump.
They were negligent.
Crump says they are looking to file a malpractice suit against the doctors over Thurman's death.
We believe that there was nothing preventing these doctors from acting.
The attorneys say that even under Georgia's heartbeat law, Thurman qualified for 2 of the exceptions. A Fulton County judge overturned the law on Monday. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta. We are trending in the low 80s for highs this week. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Iran launches dozens of ballistic missiles at Israel. A series of explosions heard in Tel Aviv and near Jerusalem today. Residents take shelter until the barrage is over. CNN's Jim Sciutto is in Tel Aviv.
We saw multiple intercepts over us here in Tel Aviv, and I saw impacts as well. Impact just along the shoreline here, and another one off beyond.
The White House says U.S. troops helped Israel defend itself.
At the White House briefing, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan called the attack a significant escalation and confirmed that U.S. naval destroyers helped Israel shoot down the Iranian missiles.
We are proud of the actions that we've taken alongside Israel to protect and defend Israel.
Sullivan says the Iranian attack appeared to have been defeated and ineffective. He says President Biden and Vice President Harris monitored everything from the Situation Room. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
A scathing new report on Georgia prisons from the U.S. Justice Department. It says Georgia's state prison systems are deliberately indifferent to unchecked violence, widespread drug use, extortion, and sexual abuse at prisons. The report includes multiple allegations of sexual abuse. It says homicide behind bars is also a danger, citing 5 homicides at 4 different prisons in just 1 month last year. Your next grocery store visit could be impacted as workers go on strike at ports in Georgia and across the eastern U.S.
25,000 workers under the International Longshoremen's Association are striking, including those at the Port of Savannah. UGA professor and supply chain expert Marty Parker says it's hard to pinpoint exact shortages that could come from the strike, but
some of the bigger impacts are on perishable goods like bananas and cherries.
which are mostly imported.
The workers are calling for higher wages and more job security. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Rockdale County continues urging some residents to stay indoors because of the BioLab chemical fire. The general countywide shelter-in-place order is lifted, but weather patterns are causing the cloud to bank down and move throughout the county. They're specifically asking anyone who sees the cloud above them, smells chlorine in the air, or who has respiratory problems to remain indoors. Vice presidential candidates J.D. Vance and Tim Walz square off in their only debate tonight. CBS campaign reporter Aaron Navarro has a preview from New York.
We know that both have been doing intensive prep in mock debates. Tim Walz has been in Michigan. J.D. Vance has Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer playing the role of Walz during those mock debates.
You can hear tonight's debate live at 9 o'clock on your 2024 election station, 95.5 WSB. After sneaking into the playoffs on the last game of the season, the Braves start the postseason tonight in San Diego.
The Braves are considered by most to be the underdogs in this best-of-3 series against the Padres. First pitch tonight is set for just after 8:30. Game 2 is tomorrow with a possible Game 3 Thursday, all in San Diego. The Braves took 2 out of 3 from the Padres at Petco Park just before the All-Star break, but San Diego had the best record of baseball over the second half of the season.
WSB's Judd Higginbotham reports A.J. Smith-Shawver is named Braves starting pitcher tonight after an injury to ace Chris Sale. It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic starts now with Smiling Mark McKay.
Travel advisory if you're making your way from Smyrna, Vinings into Sandy Springs. DOT telling us 2 right lanes have been lost with a crash on the Interloop 285 eastbound near Riverside Drive, exit 24. We are seeing delays stack up into the I-75 interchange. If you're leaving Truist Park, the ballpark region, and the Battery heading down to I-20, you're on and off the brakes on the outer loop. The outer loop into Cobb County is quite slow, leaving Ashford Dunwoody Road, trying to get through Georgia 400. Picking up northbound delays on 400 out to the North Springs MARTA station. Been dealing with a gas main break up in Alpharetta along Webbridge Road at Park Bridge Parkway east of Georgia 400. You can use Old Milton Parkway to get around that. Watching the big crowd into Midtown, downtown Atlanta from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Sydney Dart.
Well, even before that, you're going to start hitting the brakes on 75 southbound once you get off Howell Mill and then merging onto the downtown connector, pretty much riding the brakes until you get downtown past that Grady curve all the way until I-20 when it starts to break apart, but not for long. On the other side of the I-85 northbound, you're going to start seeing some brake lights around University Avenue, and again, going to be riding that all the way through downtown right now, so be expected for some extra delays. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Fair skies for this evening. Temperatures falling to the mid-60s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 81. Sunshine on Thursday, morning lows in the mid-60s, afternoon highs in the low 80s.
81 in Roswell, 80 in Douglasville, 78 in Hampton. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2. We now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3.
When can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
Motorcycle riders are a different breed and they need a different type of attorney. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Superior Pro has over 26 years of experience installing windows, leaving you with peace of mind knowing that everything is done right. The lifetime labor warranty reminds you every day of the top quality, energy efficient decision you made. Now, for a limited time, we're offering 25% off an entire house of windows. For experience that lasts, visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Hey, this is Dr. Taylor from Be Day Younger You Atlanta. Yes, our patients lose up to 20 to 30 pounds their first month, but that's only part of the story because losing weight by itself doesn't make you healthy. Think about it. Skinny people have heart attacks, skinny people have strokes, skinny people get cancer. Why? Largely due in part to chronic inflammation over time. Weight loss through anti-aging addresses that. That's why our patients feel so much better from the get-go. And so many get to reduce or even come off of their medications. Because if you're doing it right, you should feel great. And if you're trying to lose weight and are having side effects, guess what? Those side effects can increase chronic inflammation and they may never go away. That's why they don't get to where they want to be. So if you want to look better, feel better, and have better labs, go to BeTheYoungerYouATL.com. That's BeTheYoungerYouATL.com or call 770-415-3000. 770-415-3000. That's 770-415-3000.
All right, we are smack dab, knee high, and or no thanks. So let's keep the ball rolling.
All right, this is breaking news from CNN.com.
Oh, I hope it's not bad.
Here's their CNN headline. CNN.com, after nearly 3 decades after its official launch, is constructing its first official paywall for its website that will require visitors to pay $3.99 for full access.
No thanks.
$3.99 a what? A month?
That's right. $3.99 a month, so that way you can read their world-class articles.
All right, this is not going to work. I know. I mean, I pay way too much for Wall Street Journal, but Wall Street Journal, or the War Street Journal, I should say, I've come close to just going, can I keep giving money to these people who just are into every war possible? But they also have very good writing. They have their own style. So if I want Wall Street Journal style, I have to pay for it. I can't just go get other articles. Obviously, they're covering a lot of the same things in world events that everybody else is. Here's the problem for CNN. They don't have a style that stands out. They when it comes to a CNN article, so if you see a CNN headline and then you go, oh, it's a paywall, well, you can just go and it's not going to be that different from any Associated Press or Reuters story that will be available for free on the same subject. Wall Street Journal has a certain style. They have writers. They write at a little bit of a higher level than most. Not the tippity top, but I think most is at 7th grade and they're at 9th, or maybe most are at 8th and they're at 10th grade. But it's a little higher standard of writing. So you can either choose to pay for it or pay for that. There's no reason to choose. You can always find another article that will look very much the same that says Orange Man still bad. There's no need to pay for that. There's plenty of those articles out there. There's no need to pay for the next article that says, did you hear what he said? Wasn't that disgusting? You'll be able to find 5 other free articles about the same damn thing.
You can get a discounted $29.99 a year plan, annual plan, if you'd like to.
Who is going to pay this? Who is going to pay $30 a year?
The CNN heads out there. People
Wolf heads.
Wolf heads, yes.
Well, Wolf is still available for when your cable, whatever you're paying
not
for.
my deep dives.
Oh, your deep dive's going to be
I'll
on?
be doing a deep dive into the conflict in Israel.
It's not going to go belly up as quickly as CNN Plus did.
Oh, yeah, that was quick.
I
Although
can't
Jake
believe-
Tapper's...
Look, listen, we all lost out on Jake Tapper's book club.
Yes.
Let's face it, we all would have joined. We all would have been better for it. But that just wasn't enough to keep CNN Plus afloat for, 27 days? I don't even think it was lasted a month before they folded that one up.
Well, they got acquired, and then immediately when they got acquired, the company, I think it's Discovery that bought them, Discovery was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
And then also, by the way, if Kamala wins, they're not even going to be needed anymore because they do best when it's Trump paranoia and people get together and have their I Hate Trump parties.
You can have my weekly recipe.
Oh, that ought to work.
30-minute meals with Kamala.
Well, I'm in, but that's only $3.99 a month.
You take a chicken breast, and they're so big these days. You cut them right in half. Take a sharp knife, you cut them in half. You put them in a plastic bag. Now follow me.
You're so
like
relatable. I just want you to know you're so relatable.
And then you're going to put some cornflakes in there. That's
cornflakes?
That's right. You put cornflakes. Isn't that
is
wonderful?
Neat. That's neat.
Salt, pepper, garlic, whatever else.
So fast.
You shake it up. Oh, you shake it. And then you put it on a pan. A little spray of the oil, spray. Oven, 350, 30 minutes. You got it.
Delicious.
I feel like I got my $4 worth right there. That's a month's worth of content from
Mac
CNN.
And cheese, corn,
I would love to know.
Frozen corn.
I would love to know how many people actually pull out their credit card
and say, "Oh, this is for democracy."
$3.99, absolutely.
This $3.99 saves democracy.
I thought you said you don't pull your credit card out when your pants are undone.
Well, I don't know if your pants are usually undone when you're on CNN.
Depends.
No, that's not my. You're not getting.
You wear Depends?
You're not getting. You're not getting my my maxim correct on that.
Oh, it's
Yvonne,
after.
Never pull out your credit card when your pants are around your ankles.
Oh, okay.
That's my particular life hack for people. Because, usually you're
My
paying.
life hack is keep your keys in the same place every day.
That's so
that is a great maxim.
She's just like us. She has
yeah.
keys. We have keys.
I tie my
Sometimes we lose
shoes.
them. Exactly. It's amazing.
I put on pants.
Mm-hmm.
I have socks. I have erasers that run out just like you.
Yeah, we're the same.
And I think it's important to remember that.
Of course it is.
You know what? The next story
Who's
is about.
debating tonight? Is it Tim? It's Timmy and
Tim Walz. And by the way,
yeah.
what was it? Did you find that audio?
That's the next story in Homer No Thanks. Yes, we have the audio here.
Okay.
From New York Post, Kamala Harris says insomnia hit after Biden dropped out. She was sleep deprived the day that she picked Tim Walz to be the VP. This is interesting.
I watched The Last Waltz. It was just on like TCM or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I think I know a guy. No regrets, Coyote.
So
she was on the All the Smoke podcast, I believe it's.
I believe it's a Golden State Warriors. Is it? I thought
I'm not sure.
I thought I read in there that it's the Golden State Warriors podcast, and that's her favorite team.
Oh, that would make sense because she's an Oakland girl.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you?
So here's the actual audio here of her saying that she was sleep deprived.
The process was ultimately I made a decision about my gut around do you
Stop for a second.
I had taken a probiotic.
Yes,
I hadn't slept.
You
and
weren't-
I just followed my gut.
You weren't taking a decision about your gut. You were
It was about my gut.
No, it was about
Gut
the
health
vice.
is very important.
I know it is, but the vice presidency was the decision. You made it with your gut, not about your gut.
No, I paid attention about my gut said, you know what this is about? And I said, what? She said, it's about Tim Walz.
the process was ultimately I made a decision about my gut around do you and not that any of the other candidates didn't, but just do you have a connection to the people and a life experience that is about just seeing people and but it was a whole thing. I mean,
But I heard you did some cooking. You were trying to watch a movie and couldn't focus. Like, is that your nerve? That's what I want. Yeah.
Well, so you
give me
gotta know
that.
that part.
Give me that. Yeah.
Look, from the time that the
watching Parks
president
and
called
Rec.
me and told me he wasn't running, I mean, it just everything was in speedy motion. And I was not sleeping so well. And that one morning, I had, a few hours sleep, and I like to sleep. I just got up, and so I just went out and got a pork roast and started marinating.
See, time to work. Get to your happy place.
And my family happened to be in town, so they were very happy about the whole situation. But I just got up and started, everybody's asleep, I just got up and started cooking.
Set your mind to ease.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I just got up, I rolled out of bed,
And that's when you made the
I hadn't
decision?
slept in, you know what I'm saying? And I started that pork roast in the Instapot.
Yeah.
And later that day, everybody was happy.
Can I just bring this up? This story is neither funny or interesting.
Well, I tell you.
Yeah.
Look, I got a call from Peter Thiel and said, hey, put this guy in. So I said, all right.
This is my clicker.
And I slept like a baby.
George,
Now, let
then
me
there
tell you my story. So
She
this
never
is what I
said. So she never actually said I was tired when I.
So
when
they ask, how'd you pick Tim Walz? And she kind of gives this fluff answer.
Right.
And that's when they say, no, tell us about the day.
Okay.
And that's when she says, I
she
was
had
sleep
insomnia,
deprived
right?
and-
Yeah.
I hadn't slept.
Okay, we know that. We know that.
Have you slept since?
We know that.
Oh, I like my sleep.
Kamala reminds me. Sometimes this happens with somebody at any party, and they think they're the life of the party, but they're not.
Oh, this is
the worst. They think they're so interesting. Oh, I'm going to get up and give another one of my big. No, nobody wants you to because it's not
No,
interesting.
there goes Stacy again.
They're
Here
like
she
a-
goes.
they're like
I want to give a big toast to Eric Von Hessen when I first met him.
Eric, come on, let's call back.
I was working at that radio station.
Why does she
and
think
I was in
that people
sales.
want to
Okay.
hear everything?
And
that's-
when I tell you, he walked around that place like yo, you know.
Dude, I got a joint.
You remember that? I And you know what?
Oh, yeah,
you know what? He was somebody that if the toner was empty, he replaced that toner. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Smart Mark says there's a travel advisory.
And you know what? He always threw the traffic.
Always. Smart Mark says there's a travel advisory in Sandy Springs.
That slow traffic leaving Cobb County, Smyrna, and Bindings, Eric, will start to improve. We had 2 right lane spots with a crash on the Interloop 285 eastbound at Riverside Drive. They pulled away, so now we will watch that improving flow between 75 and Georgia 400. Slow into downtown on 400 southbound, leaving Buckhead. The 85 and 75 northwest Atlanta ride is slow because of the connector southbound being slowed down to I-20. Northbound 75-85 is a struggle from University Avenue up to John Lewis Freedom Parkway. Struggling through Norcross, Sydney Darden, Corey Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, right now tracking one crash on I-85 northbound right there at Indian Trail that's knocking out a center lane, only setting you back even further as we still pretty much have a gridlock alert there on Spaghetti Junction. So be prepared, have your patience with you. This report is sponsored by Georgia Pathways. If you're uninsured or working, volunteering, or pursuing higher education, you may be eligible for free health insurance through Georgia Pathways. Visit pathways.georgia.gov to learn more. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
One senator.
We've never had a faker, more fraudulent person run for president of the United States.
One governor.
They'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class.
Vying to be the number 2 to the president of the United States, J.D. Vance.
Donald Trump is going to end the war in Ukraine.
Tim Walz.
Our first responsibility is to keep our kids safe.
The vice presidential debate tonight at 9, 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station.
It's what welcomes people to your home, and first impressions are everything. Your front door. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. We're the experts for every opening in your home. Not only your garage door, but your windows and your front door too. Replace your dated single front door with a gorgeous double door. No matter the size of your entrance, we can customize and install the double doors of your dreams. Make your front door grand. Get started at all4seasonsgarages.com.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and Trump has also proposed severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. Paid for by Harris for President.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way for you to get better care. And that starts with being there to support you around the clock. When you call or text, we'll always answer with 24/7 access to mental health clinicians, and we'll call you too. With a 100% follow-up rate to make sure you have everything you need. Whatever works best for you, works best for us. We're really just here to help you get better. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Hey, it's me, your liver. You know, the organ that helps you recover every weekend after pizza, donuts, and all those drinks. When you have a headache, you take an aspirin. You have a stomach ache? You pop an acid. But where's the love for your best buddy, the liver? The least that you could do to help me stay healthy is take Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver tablets contain high-quality, all-natural ingredients like milk thistle, globe artichoke, and turmeric extracts, which are proven to keep me healthy and you feeling your best. Active Liver provides an easy daily detox and helps protect me all year long. So let me make you an offer you can't refuse. You take care of me with Active Liver, and I keep taking care of you. Capiche?
See for yourself why Active Liver is Scandinavia's #1 liver health supplement. You can find Active Liver at CVS and online at Amazon, Target.com, or directly from NewNordicUSA.com. Again, find it in stores at CVS or online at Amazon, Target.com, or NewNordicUSA.com.
That's the beauty, Eric.
By the way, we figured out that I was right and Autumn was right. It's just that I said emojis and I meant reactions. Does that make sense?
Oh.
I meant the things that that are just
Like little
available.
GIFs?
There's like little 4 or 5 at the top. If you send me a funny picture or something in a text, photo.
Oh, when you
if
do
I
like
just
the thumbs
touch
up or
it,
the ha ha.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
Yeah, right there.
Exclamation points.
Yeah, I don't want the ha ha there. I want something else.
Gotcha.
I sent you one.
And also, like, if you send me, like Tim, if you put in there a video of your son being adorable, like running around a park or something, I can only give thumbs up to that because that's somebody else's kid.
Can't put a heart?
I can only put a heart when it's my grandchildren.
I knew about you.
I find it. I just think of it as creepy if
Why?
somebody's not related giving a heart emoji
I can give a
to
heart
a little.
'cause I'm a
No,
chick.
you're a chick. Women can do it.
It's fine.
Well, I'm sorry. These are my rules. My rules are, and it's not that. And I
You
and
need
by the,
reaction
and by the way,
training.
when you see my thumbs up, Tim, for your wonderful child, I want you to know that it comes from the same place as the heart is going to my grandchild.
Understood.
It's just that I feel like it's not creepy for me to heart my own grandchild. I think it's creepy for me to heart your child.
I understand that. That's why I don't get bothered by it. I know.
Thank you.
Why don't you just respond with cute?
Creepy.
No, you just need reaction training. That's what you need.
Hot.
I'm telling you. The heart is fine.
Strangely enough, you're getting colder.
Okay. I gotta know where I stand. You know, I gotta figure it out.
All right. Now, what else you got?
All right, from NBC Sports, Atlanta is in line to host the Super Bowl in 2028.
2028.
Yeah, that's not
Well,
far.
you got to wait. Well,
This is interesting.
Autumn, they don't
Oh, I
choose.
don't know.
They don't choose them during the season. They have to have. There has to be plenty of runway. I think they do it like 4 years at a time, right?
Why do they
believe
have to?
so.
Why do they have to have so much room? Because it's like
It's
not
hard
like they're
to
gonna
do.
build a stadium.
No, I know, but they have to. The city has to get ready for it, and it's a big deal for a city to host a Super Bowl. They have to know it's coming. I mean, and New Orleans is doing it again this year.
Well,
some people wanted to be in New Orleans all the time just because of.
Well, they were reprimanded because
Bourbon
they had
Street.
that the last Super Bowl they hosted, the power went out, and so
Well,
that was bad.
What do you get? Yeah, that in the stadium.
Yeah,
That's right.
it
Yeah,
was
during
bad.
third quarter of the game. Yeah.
When did they do it at Giant Stadium when it was cold weather?
They did it like like 2012 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Do
right
that
when it first
again.
opened.
It would be nice, but you know what? People go there. It's money. People, regular people watch it on TV. You kidding me? There's the hardcore fans of each team that get tickets, but mostly, if you've been to these Super Bowl things from a media point
yeah, it's
of view,
all rich
right?
people.
It's all rich people, celebrities, and they don't want to be. They don't want to be running around in freezing cold. It's about them. But with when I was, it takes a while because like when I went to a Super Bowl in New Orleans in '90, I think. We had to actually stay on a cruise ship that was docked because they didn't have enough hotel rooms. So you just have to be ready. You can't have any other conventions in town that week. The city can't be doing anything else that week. It's got to be all on one thing. So who are we up against?
I'm not sure. It basically says that the report got leaked that we're going to get it. So
That we're going to get it,
yeah,
or that we
it's
are up
like,
for it?
It's 95% sure that we're going to get it. So I'm sure within the week or so we'll know.
Well, all right. Well, maybe
We are in line.
And I believe that Michael Penix Jr. will lead the Atlanta Falcons to victory in that home Super Bowl.
Well, that'll be after Kirk Cousins wins 2 for us.
Maybe.
We'll be on our 5th Super Bowl in a row.
Either way, yes, that's what I'm predicting. Our 5th Super Bowl in a row. Smiley Mark says 85 is slow in Norcross.
Both directions, and because of crashes in both directions, 85 north and southbound. Pull over on the northbound delays pretty staff now as you leave the Chamblee-Doraville area trying to get past Indian Trail Road. That crash is on the shoulder and exit 101. Another crash southbound. Several vehicles involved in that one at Indian Trail Road on the right shoulder. So slow trying to get into and out of Norcross. Even slower trying to get out of the East Atlanta, Jackson Heaton.
Looking on the jam cam, Sydney Darden and I just found this one. I-20 eastbound before Boulevard exit 59. A crash has all lanes blocked. Crews are on scene, and that is causing delays both directions on the downtown connector. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com and schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Welcome in.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle the pressure.
Next in line, please.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really count on? It is. With 99.9% network reliability from Comcast Business. It's like this neat little bow.
Do you like that gift wrap?
Really ties it all together. Reliable internet for your business. It's not just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Switch to Comcast Business and get started with reliable internet and advanced security for $69 a month for 24 months with a 2-year contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 10/27/24. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 300 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
City of Hope, a place where seemingly impossible blood cancers become treatable, curable. With more than 19,000 bone marrow transplants performed, we're the largest and most successful program in the U.S., making major breakthroughs in treating leukemia, lymphoma, and rare blood cancers, personalizing a treatment plan right down to your DNA. Now the experts striving to make the impossible.
Pat Ryder says the U.S. coordinated closely with the Israeli military to defend the attack. Iran warns Israel there would be a crushing response if there is retaliation. Now, today's attack has many waiting for the other shoe to drop. WSB's Steve Summers is live with more on what the latest major action in the Middle East could mean.
Yeah, Bill, shortly after today's attack, I talked to Georgia State University professor of Middle East Studies, Alan Fromhertz. He says the strike was clearly revenge for recent pager and walkie-talkie bombs and the assassinations of top terror leaders, but it was also a message to the people of Iran who are increasingly critical of their government.
If they had not responded, it would make Iran look incredibly weak to its own people.
Professor Fromhertz says Iran and Israel are playing a dangerous game up now to a measured tit for tat, but
there are mistakes that inevitably can be made, mistakes that if they go too far would lead to potentially all-out war.
And today's attack might be that mistake. Israel says Iran, quote, made a big mistake and will pay for it. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta. Dewy stay dry this week. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Shocking details in a new Justice Department report on Georgia prisons. It finds rampant abuses and what the feds call an indifferent state response.
Assistant U.S. Attorney for Civil Rights Kristen Clark says the DOJ report finds Georgia prisoners are routinely assaulted, physically or sexually, killed, and their families extorted. The rate of prison homicides in Georgia is 3 times the national average.
The state has created a chaotic
and dangerous environment.
Chronic staff shortages contribute to gangs even co-opting some staff functions like bed assignments. Middle District U.S. Attorney Ryan Leary calls it a system out of control.
It is impossible to look at these facts and not come away with a sense of shock and horror.
Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A day after a Fulton County judge overturns Georgia's heartbeat bill, attorneys for the family of a woman who died after an emergency abortion was delayed are speaking out.
One of their family members said it's like getting a death row pardon 2 years too late.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump says even under Georgia's heartbeat law, the doctors should have acted to save Amber Thurman's life. They plan to file a malpractice suit against the doctors. With a chemical cloud still hanging over Rockdale County, a lawsuit is filed in the aftermath of the fire that sent chlorine into the air around metro Atlanta.
I never thought that I would see the day that Georgia is on fire.
Attorney Chris Stewart seeking damages for residents near the biolab facility, calling repeated incidents there reckless. Meanwhile, Rockdale officials ask those who see a haze, smell chlorine, or have respiratory conditions to continue to shelter in place.
We are concerned about the health and the safety of our entire community.
County Chairman Oz Nesbitt says they anticipate serious conversations with biolab in the days ahead. In Atlanta, Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
The death toll in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene is now over 140 across the southeast. At least 57 are dead in Asheville, North Carolina. Vice President Harris will visit hard-hit areas of Georgia tomorrow. Georgia Power is giving an update today on power restoration efforts.
Officials at Georgia Power say 80% of those who lost power during the storm now have their electricity flowing again. The company says Helene was the most destructive storm in their 140-year history. The response now involves 20,000 people who continue to work across the state to get the remaining customers without power, who are mainly in Augusta, Savannah, and Valdosta, back online. The damage that is being worked on includes repairing about 1,000 miles of wire, more than 8,000 poles, and 1,500 transformers. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
It is 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here's Smiling Mark McKay.
Told you about a red alert 6 minutes ago, leaving downtown Atlanta through East Atlanta. Well, that has been rescinded. Now the crash that your units were on held all lanes temporarily I-20 eastbound before the Moreland Avenue exit 60. They pushed it off the side. Still hefty delays trying to come through Atlanta, especially the 75-85 interchange on I-20 East. That'll start to improve. It's done a number, though, on the connector southbound. Rugged ride from 17th Street bound to that busy and very slow now I-20 interchange. Sydney Darden, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, the good news is over near DeKalb County, that crash that we just saw on I-85 northbound there at Indian Trail has moved off to the right, but that doesn't mean that we are any shorter on delays. Still experiencing quite a bit of backup there all the way to Spaghetti Junction, and you're going to be slowing and going if you're on I-85 northbound all the way up until about Pleasant Hill. So please keep your eyes peeled for that. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now, Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. And here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds moving out of the metro region. Fair skies for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. High 81. Thursday, sunshine. Morning low 65. Afternoon high 82. Friday, increasing cloud cover but staying dry. Morning low 64. Afternoon high 80. Saturday, enjoy the sunshine. Morning lows in the mid-60s. Afternoon highs in the low 80s.
It's 78 in Monroe, 75 in Mableton, and 77 in Chamblee. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Oh, really?
That's right.
But Rashee Rice, just as soon as you can get back, the NFL wants you to know that there will be nothing until after you win the third Super Bowl in a row. We know where our bread is buttered. Von Miller, I guess that thing from last year, so he's out for 4 games.
That's right, suspended.
Nah, they don't.
Well, as you can see that from that Ravens game. The defense is fine.
Sure.
Bill's defense is perfectly fine. They'll get through this. No trouble at all. Speaking of no trouble at all, well, that is our next guest.
He's a misanthrope, he has a dark heart, and he needs a good psychiatrist. New York. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Tuesday edition.
That's right. It's the Tuesday. But that was a live, by the way, Greg. That was
what a pro.
Tim Andrews did that live.
Yeah,
on the
I
fly.
could spend an hour in a studio recording it just perfect.
I could tell. I like that. I
Yes.
prefer the shows that still have live announcers. SNL still has a live announcer, right?
SNL? Yeah, I'm sure they do.
That's
yeah.
Daryl Hammond, I believe.
Is it Daryl Hammond? And it brought him back to sound like the guy who's not there anymore?
Don Pardo.
That's right. Well, good. I'm glad he still got work, that Daryl Hammond.
And then the late night talk shows
He's a troubled dude. He is, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Late night talk shows had announcers also, right? I don't know what these people got paid, but they're always there, like Conan O'Brien's. Like,
yeah,
had the announcer just introduce him in the band.
No, what those guys used to do, and there used to be, I can't remember the guy from Letterman in the big. There was always a guy. What they do is they're part of keeping the crowd going in commercials and before. They're part of that whole thing. They bring in other people. Usually it'll be like a comedian or a juggler or somebody to entertain the crowd. They do all kinds of things, but for the most part, the host of that in front of the live audience during breaks is that person, not Letterman or Conan. Or so they go back and smoke cigarettes during the breaks while these people take over.
Yeah, I'm just happy that that job still exists. It feels like something that they would have gotten rid of. Maybe their union is strong.
Yeah, or maybe I don't watch these shows anymore. Like Stephen Colbert, does he have one of those dudes? I have no idea. I
don't either. That's why I was asking, because when's the last time any of us watched a late night TV show in the moment?
I don't know. There's none of them that would get my attention these days. I think Jimmy Fallon at least tries to have fun, but it's just like it's over. All of it's over with the late night shows. I mean, it's just over. It's just not what it used to be.
I'm just surprised they sink that much money into them still.
Because they don't know how to move on. You know,
what else would you put on at that time?
Well,
maybe you don't need anything.
You don't need
the whole model.
I don't know.
Done.
Well, no, the new version of MASH is Friends. or Seinfeld. I mean, like anything, you would get better ratings if you put, bring back the movie of the week. I don't know, but you're not going to do worse. And
I don't think you need live. I know you can't just get rid of live TV and broadcast and broadcast always exists for emergency purposes,
and football.
Yes, but you could have. I mean, I hate the apps being completely separate, but if there's a way to unify things similar to cable TV, you could still have shows released on certain days, but they're not airing live at any given time because people will just tune in whenever they want to tune in.
But they already do that. I mean, if you look at these late night shows, the game now is about how much, like the segments that people go to YouTube and watch the next day. That's what they're. The truth is that
that's why you don't need TV for that,
right? But no, you need TV as this sort of flagship thing that where it came from and where you can do and you can go see the full hour. In that way, you need it in that. Remember, Stephen Colbert almost lost that job. He was in big time trouble.
Yeah.
Colbert tried to come out being something very different. He was not the partisan guy. When the first election started on his watch, he was trying to be very, joking about everything, and he had no identity. It was a failure in the first year. The Colbert Show had no identity, and then James Corden started that karaoke, and that started getting a lot of mileage on YouTube the next day. And there was a moment where at CBS they were wondering, should we flip these guys? Should we put Corden on at 11:30 and then put Colbert on at 12:30? Because success to them was who's getting the most clicks on YouTube the next day, and Colbert was getting nothing. And Corden, with his karaoke, was getting big numbers. So that's obviously, and then what happened was he became, Mr. Anti-Orange Man, Mr. Anti-Trump, and there's going to be 3.5 million people a night in the country that are going to want to do. So he found his voice. It may not be a voice that a lot of people listening to this show like, but he found his voice.
Did he even want to do that? Did he even? Because I know he was trying to move away from the character he was doing on the Colbert Report.
Yeah.
On Comedy Central. And he did, the hire following Letterman or any of the late night TV shows. Some people were a little more inane than others, like Conan, but to do straight comedy. And like you said, it didn't work, but I think that's what he wanted to do. And is he happy he had to settle back into the
I don't know. You know what? I think he wasn't humiliated like Conan was at the Tonight Show, right? So that makes him happy. He wasn't humiliated. He didn't lose the gig. His bank account probably looks a lot better. So, I mean, what is happiness, Greg? I mean, is it his first instinct? I would imagine it probably isn't, but it's working because that's when they realized, oh, nobody's going to be Johnny Carson. Everything's niche in entertainment, and this is now niche, and you just need to have a large enough niche that it's still worth it. But remember this.
But is it worth that money? Because everything is so segmented.
Oh, to CBS? to see.
Yeah, it just blows my
I don't
mind
think so.
that these people are still worth that kind of money.
Beyond the money that they're making, when you listen to a show, I don't know, like the Von Hessler Doctrine, which seems to be able to entertain people on a daily basis.
At a very low cost.
At a very low cost. Yes, a very, very low cost. But I mean, even more so when you think about the fact that Stephen Colbert probably has at least 14 writers.
Well, we have 16 writers, to be fair.
Right, yeah.
Well, I went out with one of those writers once, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Not a very funny person.
Of course.
But he didn't get any of the jokes. Like I made people like to brag that they don't own a TV. It's not even an original joke, but I made a joke similar to that. Her knowing that she was a writer and me making a joke is some pretentious person's like, oh, I don't own a TV. Like she didn't understand that at all and got very offended by it.
But I'll bet you she voted the first minute that early voting started. And that's really what matters when it comes to our late night comedy writers. Not how funny they are, but what is their vision of the future of America. And on that one, I'll bet you she certainly knows what she was doing. So, that's never coming back. And when you think of all the writers and all the money that cost, and what are they all making? Like $12 million or something at the lowest?
Oh, yeah.
They're making, all these. I don't think it's worth it, but
But they keep spending it. I think originally that's what I was getting at in asking this question. How is it still worth all the money they sink into those shows?
It's not. It's not. They just don't know how to get out of. They don't know how to do different things. You still have the same people who've been greenlighting projects since probably the 90s, and they don't know any different. It's all, the world is full of generals fighting the last war. Why? Or the last battle. Because they won the last battle. So why not do the same thing you did that won you the battles? Well, sooner or later you show up and there's new equipment, new technology, things you haven't been reading up on, and you get your ass kicked. And that's exactly what's happening to late night television.
I think, too, people in those positions, any kind of management, it's like, just let me get through this, let me get mine, and then the next crop of people can deal. I think that's happening
That's all of America. That's all of America.
Yeah, with the dock workers right now.
Yes.
The strike with the dock workers don't bring in technology. If you compare the docks in Shanghai, for example, and I'm not saying China treats their people well. There's a middle ground somewhere here, but their whole thing is promise us you won't bring in technology. They know one day it's going to happen, but it really is just let me get through this and make my money.
Yep. I think that's pretty much all. I can complain all I want about private equity groups buying everything up and eviscerating the middle class. But if somehow I owned this show and a private equity group showed up and said, "Hey, we'll give you $15 million to go,"
I think you'd have a hard time probably saying no to that.
You know what? The middle class going to have to work it out for themselves. 'Cause that's what happens. Somebody offers me $15 million, I'm going to take the exit ramp. So you can't really blame individuals. You have to blame the people on top. It's more fun. It's more fun. So what do you have in your stories from Studio B1 there? He asked gently.
I have good news for Oasis fans in North America. They will not be using the dynamic pricing with Ticketmaster when these tickets go on sale.
Well, that's good. But now, when I read about this, it's like you would hope that they would come out and say, well, the reason we're not doing this is because our fans are being screwed over and it's costing too much money. That doesn't seem to be it. I think what happened was that when they made these dates available in Europe, because so many people wanted to do it, the prices just became absolutely, completely absurd. And so many people were buying it once that you thought you were in line for something and then you were knocked off when you shouldn't have been. And so I think what they're doing is they're just avoiding all of the mess that comes with dynamic pricing. I don't sense a moral element of this.
No, they want the money.
Why can't
they're sad, probably. They're missing out.
One of these bands just go on tour and charge $50. You know what? We'll understand. It's not the greatest light show in the history of light shows. All right. We get it. But why doesn't somebody do that? Why can't,
I guess they expect
even
you
these
to go...
country western guys who try to pretend that they're not living in mansions that they are living in.
Oh, sure.
Why don't they do it? Why doesn't anybody do it?
I think that they expect those kind of artists to be at the smaller venues. Maybe that would be my speculation as to why
it's
that
fine,
is.
But
it makes more sense in a larger venue because there's more people spending the $50.
Right. No, I agree. I wish that some of them would think about
that. They do think about it, but just like what you just said, I think almost everybody in every industry at every level in America is just saying, let me get mine and let somebody else work it out. Because
that's the main motivation for people these days.
Everything is so messed up. I mean, you can't even begin to be, if you're idealistic about changing the country, you're just naive at this point. There's no, where do you start? What do you grab? Everything is completely messed up, out of whack. We're upside down everywhere. So I think it's natural that people are like, well, I can't fix this. I'm going to get mine. It's not even something that should be judged. I think it's just a natural thing. I can't fix this. I'm just going to get mine. That's exactly how I feel at the age of 60. Like, how have I been this brilliant for this long and still don't feel as if I can just sit back and enjoy the rest of my life based on my bank account?
How do you think we feel in our 30s and 40s right now?
And
My
50s.
goodness. And 50s, that's right.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just getting mine.
Yeah.
The rest
I'm
of you,
how dare you
work it out.
I am making more money than I ever thought I'd make, and you combine it with Christina's income, and it's like, wow. On paper, it's like,
Yeah.
wow. But in reality and practice, it doesn't get you very far.
I just read an article the other day that said that egg prices are going back up. Hey, what's going on?
we are.
I love the idea that, like,
too.
What?
I just love the idea that eggs are the thing that is like bankrupting everyone. Like,
Wow.
that's not.
Everyone.
They used to be $1 a dozen.
A lot.
$1 a
Well,
dozen. I
I
could get
think
them
that
for.
eggs are actually a good thing because people buy eggs an awful lot because when you're not making eggs, you're putting eggs into recipes, and eggs are just kind of
Eggs are
When was the last time
essential.
you cracked an egg?
Me? I don't cook.
Yeah.
I'm the wrong person to ask. But my wife, she cracks them all the time. Not because she's a woman. She enjoys
Get in
cooking.
that kitchen
She
and crack
enjoys
some
cooking.
eggs.
Make me eggs. I hate these eggs.
Put cheese in them.
Apples are
Too
going to
much
go up.
cheese.
All the
Who
produce I
cares?
was reading, if this strike goes on with the dock workers.
Well, I
for
think this
more
is
than a
why.
few days.
This is why I think the dock workers are going to get what they want. The war machine needs stuff, and at some point, all the other things aren't going to matter. If it affects the American, affects the American people, then that's the way that it's going to be. But once it starts affecting the geopolitical aims of the intelligence class. There's wars that need to be fed. We need the dock workers. Therefore, Eric von Hessler says, I think it wraps up relatively quickly because nothing gets in the way of war when it comes to the United States of America. Smata Mark says I-20 is recovering in East Atlanta.
Recovering nicely, Eric, from a red alert. We had only fought for just a tad, just before 5 o'clock. No semblance of the crash or the Curie units here at the Boulevard Zoo Atlanta exit. Working well when you get out toward Moreland Avenue, where we're flying now past exit 60. You will continue that speed limit, or maybe just above, on I-20, continuing out toward the construction zone. That's where you'll start to slow at exit 68 Wesley Chapel Road. We can see the chemical cloud still coming above, and we are over East Atlanta, but we can see that chemical cloud associated with the Biolab chemical plant fire still in the air in Conyers and causing westbound slowing on I-20 as you approach West Avenue, exit 80. Let's get a pulse on I-285. And the worst of it, Gray Carrier Traffic Center, Jackson Heat.
Looking at the jam cam, that worst of 285 is going to be both directions, and starting in the Cumberland Vinings area, north and southbound between Vinings and the I-20 interchange. This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I think it's time
As a peanut farmer,
to tap the tremendous strength
Navy veteran,
and idealism,
local politician,
and hope,
president,
and
and
patriotism
humanitarian.
to unify a nation to make it great once again.
He served Georgia proud. Happy 100th birthday to Jimmy Carter.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman of Hoffman Financial Group and the host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading and seeing and living through these days, from potential rate cuts to presidential elections, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place, you know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on Portfolio X-Ray, or click on Full Retirement Plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Sell your home for maximum value without the stress of listing your home on the market. It's Eric Erickson here. Fall's a busy time. Trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you skip the hassle, receive an all-cash offer, and you close within days. No showings, no open houses. The best part, no stress. With over 12,000 five-star reviews, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home quickly and for the most money. Go to markspain.com, find out what your guaranteed offer will be, and start packing.
When it comes to beautiful,
Superior Pro has over 26 years of experience transforming homes with new siding, providing you a 15-year labor warranty that gives peace of mind knowing you hired the best. Don't settle for a warranty that doesn't last. Superior Pro provides the best with the most experienced team. To get your free design consultation, visit superiorpro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
If you're a State Farm customer affected by the recent hurricane and need to submit a claim, go to statefarm.com, call 1-800-SF-CLAIM, download the State Farm mobile app, or contact your local State Farm agent. With one of the industry's largest catastrophe response teams, State Farm and your agent are ready to help. Go to statefarm.com to start your claim. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
All right, Greg Russ, stand by and stand down. We only have enough time to give tickets away here, so.
Okay.
2 tickets to see Adam Ray on Saturday, March 30th at Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Smiling Mark says I-20 still recovering.
Yep, and we're over the recovery mode outbound from downtown Atlanta, trying to get past some earlier trouble at Moreland Avenue. We've made our way out to DeKalb County. Pretty significant westbound delays into the work zone as you work your way out of Conyers into the Lithonia Stonecrest region. Still got the billowing chemical cloud over the biolab, Fab Lab in Conyers, and that's over I-20, and we are causing a little bit of a slowdown. That is causing a bit of a slowdown as you approach West Avenue. Quite the slowdown through downtown Atlanta City, Darden.
Yeah, I mean, brakes and lights and stalls, oh my. The brakes start at 75. Again, once you get off of Howell Mill, you're on pretty much a gridlock alert, 75, 85 southbound, all the way through downtown until you get to I-20. But on the other side of that, 85 northbound, the brake lights start around University Avenue. Again, are going to take you all the way through downtown. But the good news is it does start to break apart around 10th Street. But again, it kind of picks back up again once you start getting into DeKalb County and start breaking off I-85 northbound all the way through Indian Trail Road. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com and schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Welcome in.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle the pressure.
Next in line, please.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really count on? It is. With 99.9% network reliability from Comcast Business. It's like this neat little bow.
Do you like that gift wrap?
Really ties it all together. Reliable internet for your business. It's not just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Switch to Comcast Business and get started with reliable internet and advanced security for $69 a month for 24 months with a 2-year contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 10/27/24. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 300 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and cruise from $249. Plus, kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at Ocean Key, MSC's private island marine reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Price based on per person and includes taxes and fees. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
A word of caution for motorcycle riders. Remember, 18-wheelers have bigger blind spots and it takes them longer to stop than a smaller vehicle. Eric Von Hassler here to remind you that if an 18-wheeler forces you to lay your bike down, you need to call in Steel Horse Law. Attorney George Stein is a motorcycle rider and he understands bikers' needs. Get more info and request a free Rider's Advantage card at steelhorselaw.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
If your home was built more than 20 years ago, you probably have drafty, outdated single-pane windows.
It's Ted and Jonathan from North Georgia Replacement Windows. If your windows are single-pane, rotting, old, or you simply want that updated look, upgrade to beautiful Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass Windows now.
Experience the difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom.
0% interest available.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, a day after a judge overturns Georgia's heartbeat bill, the family of a woman who died after her abortion was delayed speaks out.
Amber Thurman's mother, Jeanette Williams, says she's been left with many questions.
I want to understand this.
Attorney Michael Harper says Georgia's heartbeat bill included exceptions for cases where the fetus is not viable or if the mother's life is in danger.
The law would have allowed them to immediately perform surgery on Ms. Thurman.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump says the doctors were negligent in delaying the abortion care for Thurman and they plan to file a malpractice suit.
If we don't do something about this could be your family's reality too.
Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
80 degrees in Atlanta. Does this dry weather stick around for the entire week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Israel under rocket fire today. In the latest escalation in the Middle East conflict, Iran fires a barrage of missiles at Israel. Dozens are intercepted by Israeli defenses. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata at the Pentagon has details on U.S. involvement.
According to defense officials, U.S. forces have been involved in defending against that Iranian attack. U.S. forces are currently defending against Iranian-launched missiles targeting Israel. We will remain postured to provide additional defensive supports. Also in defense and protection of U.S. forces in the region.
The White House says Iran's attack on Israel appears to have been defeated. Iran launched nearly 200 missiles at Israel. Following the attack, Iran warns Israel a crushing response would follow if there is retaliation. A chemical cloud continues hovering over Rockdale County because of the biolab fire. The general countywide shelter-in-place order is lifted, but County Commission Chair Oz Nesbitt says weather patterns are causing the cloud bank down, forcing it down and moving throughout the county now.
As those shifts takes place, we have to make sure that we're mitigating according to the direction of the wind and the atmosphere.
They are specifically asking anyone who sees the cloud above them, smells chlorine in the air, or has respiratory problems to remain indoors. Vice President Harris will visit Georgia tomorrow to tour areas of the state ravaged by Hurricane Helene. Rescue teams are still trying to reach people washed out by catastrophic flooding in western North Carolina.
We have 92 search and rescue teams who are continuing to work to rescue people. We know that there will be more fatalities.
Governor Roy Cooper says crews are working to clear roads. The death toll across the southeast from Helene is now over 140. That includes at least 57 in Asheville, North Carolina. Workers at the Port of Savannah and 13 other ports across the eastern U.S. walk off the job today in a strike that could mean higher prices at the store.
The strike from 25,000 port workers with the International Longshoremen's Association is the first on the East and Gulf Coast since 1977. Marty Parker, a professor and supply chain expert at the University of Georgia, says some essential manufacturing goods will likely be in short supply.
A lot of raw materials like cotton and wood and copper.
He says many Georgia businesses are likely working to find alternate supply options to stay afloat, but that will lead to higher costs. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
A.J. Smith-Shawver is named starting pitcher as the Braves begin the postseason tonight in San Diego.
Atlanta's pitching situation remains unsettled heading into this best-of-3 series against the Padres. The bullpen is taxed following Monday's doubleheader against the Mets, and ace Chris Sale is likely out for the series with back spasms. The Padres are also the hottest team in baseball over the second half of the season, although the Braves did win 2 out of 3 in San Diego before the All-Star break, and they come in with momentum, having made the playoffs in the final game of the season.
WSB's Judd Higginbotham says first pitch for tonight's game is set for just after 8:30. It is now 5:34, and this news is sponsored by George Stein, Steel Horse Law. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts with Smile and Mark McKay.
It's the ride out of the downtown, midtown Atlanta to the northern suburbs. We have you covered, and be prepared for delays along I-85 in northeast Atlanta through Brookhaven until you get past North Druid Hills Road. Hit the brakes again as approaching Spaghetti Junction I-285. Earlier crash in Norcross at the shoulder now. 85 North Indiansville Road, exit 101. The second slow zone between Duluth and Swanee, not so bad this afternoon. 400 in pretty fine shape until you get up toward the 285 Sandy Springs region. Then it's slow up past the North Springs MARTA station and approaching Alpharetta. 75 is a different story. Jackson Heaton, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Looking on the jam cam, if you're leaving the downtown area headed 75 northbound, expect to run into some brake lights starting at the Cobb Cloverleaf and just before it, all the way up into the Marietta and Kennesaw area. You can use Highway 41 to get around anything that you don't want to sit in for both northbound and southbound. Talking about southbound, got a crash in the left lane, exit 271 Chastain Road, 75 southbound. That is causing some delays. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds moving out of the metro region. Fair skies for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. High 81. Thursday, sunshine. Morning low 65. Afternoon high 82. Friday, increasing cloud cover but staying dry. Morning low 64, afternoon high 80. Saturday, enjoy the sunshine. Morning lows in the mid-60s, afternoon highs in the low 80s.
It's 79 in Peachtree Corners, 80 in Powder Springs, 84 in Stockbridge. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
It all started as a front door dream. You want those beautiful double doors for the front entrance of your home. But every company you talk to said that single door just can't go double. But with us, you can. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. We specialize in removing your dated single front door, side lights, and transom, replacing them with a beautiful double door, customized for that space to impress and welcome your guests. Get started at all4seasonsgarages.com.
Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home for maximum value without the stress of listing your home on the market. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Fall's a busy time, and trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the hassle, receive an all-cash offer, and close within days. There are no showings, no open houses, and the best part, no stress. With over 12,000 five-star reviews, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home quickly and for the most money. Go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be and start packing.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
A lot of annoyance in that band. Congratulations to Randy Cochran of Noonan, Georgia. Won 2 tickets to see Adam Ray on Saturday, March 30th at Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center. Well, he's got a long time to get ready. I didn't realize that.
Yes, this is 2025.
This
is assuming that everything goes to plan.
Start pre-gaming now. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Did I mention that's at Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center? Greg Russ, I know you love characters, and I don't know if you realize this. I don't know if you were able to listen early. We have a new character that we've added to the show today, and that is TikTok Reagan. This is Ronald Reagan with his own TikTok channel.
Hi, Greg. Hello.
He won't interact. He doesn't like characters.
Are you on TikTok, Greg? Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. Here you go again.
Ron, are you sensing? I'm sensing that he's not liking you. He's
Well,
he's
you
not
can't
playful.
win them all.
Yeah, it's true. He's not being playful.
Even a cynical rich hater like Greg can appreciate the savings in my TikTok shop. And right now, Greg or anyone on TikTok can enjoy Berea bombs.
This is why my improvising career didn't go anywhere. We like to lean on the fact that I shut down a scene once by not saying yes and,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I just refused to participate. That's why my scenes didn't work so well.
Yeah, but now you're shutting down TikTok Reagan.
Well, yes, and you can save at least 25%
Yes.
with Ronald Reagan Berea bombs. Create mouth-watering, authentic Berea, whatever that is, at home. Well, they're little balls of flavor, and
Okay.
you put them in a crock pot or a slow cooker with a nice cut of meat.
Okay.
Hold on, let me write
Kamala,
this
down. She likes recipes.
Oh,
We'll drive Greg crazy. We got two
Simplify your Berea preparation with one easy-to-use bomb.
You know what it is? Kamala's just jealous that she didn't think about the TikTok shop idea.
Well, she can get in on these savings because this delivers authentic, rich flavors inspired by traditional Mexican cuisine.
All right, so Greg, we had to get that out. You know, do you have a TikTok, Greg? You ever been on TikTok? You ever?
I've been on TikTok. Do I have a TikTok? I created an account so I could look at things on TikTok. But
Like what? Is there any X-rated stuff on TikTok?
No.
Oh, there actually is right now. That's a kind of a controversy.
Oh, is it
What
supposed
is it?
to
How?
be?
What? It's not the breastfeeding moms are always on
No,
there.
no, it's
They're
like
completely
actual-
nude these days.
Wait, hold on. Reagan.
Get Ed Meese on the phone. There has to be some place the
That is
children
a reference
don't
from the
have
1980s.
see
Ed
pornography.
Meese, who was the person that Reagan put in charge of studying pornography. Okay,
Right.
now.
Did you say like you know it when you see it? Is that what it was?
that was like
No, that
Felix
was the
Frankfurter
Supreme
or
Court.
something. Somebody in the Supreme Court.
What a job, though, studying pornography.
Well,
I need to
that's-
do more research. I'm
Yeah,
going
we
home
used
tonight.
Those were the jokes we made back then. It's like, how do you? This is bad. This is. I guess this is.
this one's really bad.
I'm gonna need to take this one home, do a little more study.
Real quick. Flash sale. Hang on. 42% off. Celtic sea salt light gray for 8-ounce pouch. Now, this is a natural flavor enhancer without all the additives. It's not iodized, so you don't have to worry about it. Put 1 grain on your tongue and have a glass of water. You'll be hydrated all day. I'm done. Ronnie out.
TikTok Reagan.
I'm telling you, Eric,
Fantastic.
if Reagan had TikTok, maybe he wouldn't have been able to take down the Soviets because he would have been so focused
Capitalism
on
1.
Now you have time.
Communism 0. Until November.
All
wait,
right.
I said I wouldn't get political.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to get political.
Kamala probably has great recipes.
The world has changed since you left us.
Boy, has it.
It has.
Maintaining a brand is a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
Jared's right. He wouldn't have time to have governed.
No. Once you get your TikTok channel and you're an influencer,
you're always
Creating that content,
Do you
that's
know-
hard work. You think it's so easy and fun. You got to constantly be thinking about the next thing you're going to
did I
put out
throw
as
it
content.
into your bin there? The story about the 15-year-olds who are becoming cologne influencers and aficionados. Did I throw that into your bucket there, Greg, or did I
I didn't
not?
see that one, no. But wait, is this
So these are
another
like-
TikTok trend?
No,
I hear
no.
that.
Well, it's like a thing. It was in the Wall Street Journal. But I guess a lot of like 13, 14, 15-year-olds started discovering the cologne that their dad stopped, and it's like in the back of, and now it's become a thing. And in this story, I could not believe at one point they're talking with this guy who is a cologne influencer.
Jeremy Fragrance, probably.
Is that I have the
That's his name.
It's his actual name too. It's just
Oh, it's brilliant.
I have some audio
Please
from
met.
one of these influencers. This kid looks like he's about 16 or 17. I don't know where he's getting the money from, but
I just bought a $1,000 Jean Paul Gaultier. This thing is absolutely insane. It's huge. 1,000 ml straight from France. This is insane. Stay tuned because I will be making videos on this.
Oh, can't wait.
Jean
they
Paul
will be chopped up.
Gaultier.
They will be chopped up in
Stay
many
tuned
pieces.
Stay
like this.
tuned because I will be making videos on this. Stay
Because
tuned
I
because I
cannot.
will be making videos on this.
now
Put together a string of words that form one consistent flowing thought.
Yeah, you're right. I thought like maybe I should like take care of those edits, but then I thought, well, this is the way it sounded.
Yeah,
this
and
is
that's how they
Yes,
intentionally present it.
Yeah. This is the thing that got me in this story. So let me read just a little bit of the story to you, if I could. Story time with Eric Von Hessler. I really enjoyed this. Ann Gottlieb, a New York-based fragrance industry consultant, says some of today's teen boys are swapping lighter body sprays, such as Axe, popular in the early 2000s, for more upscale, higher-priced designer fragrances. Spending on fragrances among teen boys rose 26% from the previous year, according to a 2024 survey. Some are willing to pay for colognes in installments.
What? What?
Should I repeat
Well,
that?
there's the Afterpay and Sezzle and all those different.
Some are willing
like
to
Affirm.
No cologne is worth.
Some are willing to pay for colognes in installments, while others ask parents for pricier scents for birthdays and holidays. Some of the youngsters' fragrance wardrobes have surpassed those of their parents. Fragrance wardrobes. This was the moment in the story where I went, duh? Elijah Yerushalmi, a fragrance influencer and economics major at Binghamton University, says many of his followers love watching videos of him visiting Marshalls or TJ Maxx to find deals on scents. He says...
He could go to Wegmans, too. There's one of those in Binghamton.
But there are fragrance influencers, and I guess that's who what
So
we
does
just
he
heard.
describe the smell because people can't smell it on TikTok? Or is they
he's-
just like watching him shop for deals?
And I think it's more like this guy who goes, "Hey, I got this $1,000."
I just bought a $1,000 Jean Paul Gaultier. This thing is
Jean Paul
absolutely
Gaultier.
insane. It's huge. 1,000 ml straight from France. This is
enough.
insane.
All right, yeah, it's enough now. So that
I
one
hate
blew
that he
me
doesn't
away,
say it right.
huh?
I hate that he doesn't say the name right.
I love the fact that I didn't know that. How are you supposed to say it?
Jean
Stay
Paul
tuned because I
Gaultier.
will be making videos on this.
Ponce de Leon.
Yeah.
I have a favorite fragrance influencer.
I
Gentleman Jack Mason, he actually does a podcast where he talks about a movie and he pairs a fragrance with it, and he kind of talks about the fragrance and then the movie or the book or whatever piece of,
George, are
That's
you
awesome.
are you lonely?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. But
Seems like quite the production.
Perfume Jack, the perfume nationalist is what he calls himself.
The perfume nationalist.
He's a good guy.
Make America smell good again.
Yes.
You know, when I was in middle school, I used to go to all the department stores in the mall, and you'd ask for samples. And I collected so many samples.
You did?
If only TikTok were around at the time, I would be rich.
His dad must have had some thoughts. He's listening to Broadway musical soundtracks.
Hey, Cool Water was Cool Water.
He's collecting fragrances.
Drakkar, Polo
Drakkar
Sport.
Noir.
Yeah.
There's that moment.
Did
his
you
dad,
get Abercrombie?
No, that was a
That was
joke
huge.
to me. That wasn't a designer
There was
brand.
a moment where his dad said, "I'm going to love him no matter what.
Yeah.
He's my son. I'm going to love him no matter what."
No
Another thing,
Burberry.
very quickly.
I smell better than him and his brute.
So, well, now the kids would like the brute. That's the
Yeah, they
idea.
would.
So, not only was I surprised there was such a thing as a fragrance influencer, then it said, this is a quote, "It's really fun to see the influences and them coming back to these classic juices," says Nicolette Bosco, vice
To
president
the
at Beauty.
juices?
Give me some
Well, hold on.
classic juice.
You got to give me some space here, because not only is there the classic juices, she's the vice president of Beauty at Macy's. These are referred to as juices. The different you would
Never
know.
heard that.
You got Fragrance
Yeah,
Jack or
got
whatever.
some
Does he
juice.
refer to them as juices?
I think he does from time to time. Yeah.
I mean, they do usually contain juices from animals.
You know
right?
what they say.
That's true.
You know what they say.
Like ambergris.
Yeah.
I know her.
You learn something stupid. You learn something new that's stupid every day. I think that's what we're learning today. Smiling Mark is flying over delays on 285 in Tucker.
And finding trouble at a cause, the delays coming out of Doraville, trying to work your way through Tucker. It's a stalled out truck right center lane of 285 South, the interloop past Chamblee, Tucker Road, exit 34. But really, the jam begins out of Dunwoody on 285 East and southbound on the interloop. Big crowd on the outer loop as well, leaving Highway 78, trying to work your way into the sun. And clear Sandy Springs. Big crowd as well heading out eastbound on Highway 78. Don't see any reason for the backup. Just a whole lot of volume headed out toward the Big Rock. And Snellville is 78 eastbound is slow for 285, at least out to Mountain Industrial Boulevard. Checking I-20 in the Cool Lake Carrier Traffic Center, Sydney Dart.
Yeah, and a crash on I-20 westbound at Lithonia Industrial has moved off to the right, but it's still caused some delays that are still remaining there, and that's going to be pretty much that story past Panola Road, past Wesley Chapel. Once you get inside the perimeter, if you hop on with me over to the west side of Atlanta, we are looking at brake lights I-20 on both directions, westbound and eastbound, pretty much from the county line all the way until you're going to 285. This report is sponsored by Terminix. When pests invade your space, you need them out fast, and to keep them out, don't live with the pest problem. Terminix it. For your free inspection, visit Terminix.com today. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Senator J.D.
Russia
Vance.
didn't invade a single one of their neighbors for the 4 years that Donald Trump was
Governor
president.
Tim Walz.
I learned how to work across the aisle on issues like growing the rural economies.
The vice presidential debate here at Live Tonight at 9.
I believe in the Second Amendment.
On the WSB app.
So what Donald Trump brings back is not just strength.
And on 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station.
For nearly 50 years, Shane Company has been Atlanta's most trusted family jeweler. We make finding your perfect engagement ring fun and easy. Because let's be honest, you might feel a little stressed out. We get it. That's why we do all the hard stuff. It's our job to bring you the biggest selection of beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones, amazing settings, and so many ways to customize. We've got your style and your price range covered. Atlanta, come in for a warm welcome and leave with your dream ring and an experience you'll never forget. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
I don't know what's scarier, the spot your pet just left on the carpet or the idea of you trying to clean it. Good thing you can call Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning to get your home insanely clean. Hey Atlanta, it's Patrick, owner of Zerorez, reminding you to take advantage of our spooktacular savings and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $139 plus a free hallway when you mention WSB Radio. Easily schedule your cleaning online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, a smarter, lasting clean.
Mark Lloyd and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group understand that no matter how the 2024 presidential election shakes out, it's going to have a huge impact on your retirement. Now more than ever, it's important that you have a clear understanding of what's at stake with your finances because, as we've already seen, anything can happen. Major election surprises like the ones we've been seeing can potentially tip the balance on our economy. And on top of everything else, we also know our current tax rates are going to expire at the end of next year, and they'll go back up. Do you think your finances are ready for all of this? Well, Mark's election stress test can help find out. Schedule yours today with the Lloyd Advisory Group by calling or texting ELECTION to 770-766-5611. That's ELECTION to 770-766-5611. See how strong your plan really is. Call or text ELECTION to 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and cruise from $249. Plus, kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at Ocean Key, MSC's private island marine reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Price based on per person and includes taxes and fees. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Wet spots or water streaks on your ceiling, drywall, or chimney? Your roof is leaking. Home Fix It host Dave Baker. Get a free roof analysis from my trusted experts, Finley Roofing. The roof guys. No obligation, no charge. FinleyRoofing.com. Roof.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2. We now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
TikTok Reagan, you got any fragrances you'd like to endorse on your TikTok channel?
Yes. Jovan Musk was the scent for real men in the 1970s and 80s. Well, it's back. 42% off on my TikTok store right now. Go to the shop icon and make sure that you use my name so I get credit for the sale.
Yeah, there probably is some Reagan presence, like whether it's his, like the presidential library or something. There's probably something on TikTok that is at least somehow Reagan adjacent. Hey, Greg Ross.
Yes.
Are you gonna? You can stick around if you'd like to. I don't know if you want to, but Wes Moss has decided that he's not going to partake in the activities today.
Oh.
Wes, you just don't. Wes, you just don't like us, or what's going on?
No, it's not that. It's just, I don't like Jared.
Okay,
Whoa,
you know
Wes.
what? All I ask is that you make sense. You did. It's fine.
How dare you, Wes?
But
we go way back.
It's open to you if you would like to stick around. Tim Andrews.
Yes.
What? The real Tim Andrews.
Yes.
You were talking. I was talking about this Elijah Yerushalmi, a fragrance influencer, and we heard him talking about his $1,000 bottle. Is that him?
Yep.
And you said he has another.
Oh yes.
Channel.
He has a TikTok channel called the Pump Portal.
The Pump Portal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is he?
Okay, this cannot be real. This has got to be be it's real.
No, it's real. So what does he do? Okay.
Well, he's selling the viral 9-drawer dresser for $40.
I want.
He's making creatine drinks.
What did you say?
And he's opening Pokemon cards.
So you watch him open Pokemon cards, and he works out.
And he works out. He sells protein drinks. He opens and sells Pokemon. So he's got his hands.
So
in everything.
we just got to be looking at this guy and get rid of the whole influencer fragrance thing. He's just
he's hustling.
He's a hustler, right?
Yep.
I think I have to tip my
it's
cat.
arbitrary, but it's arbitrary BS. Does he offer anything?
Who cares?
it's
again, what were we talking about?
Gaultier for
Greg.
$10 is Riz, NGL.
TikTok Reagan is on board, Greg. Are you going to stick around with us, or do you just hate us today?
No, I'll stick around.
All right, good. You didn't say you didn't hate us. You said you would stick around.
Fair enough.
Smiling Mark says the downtown connector is down to a crawl.
A lot of folks coming through the heart of the city, Eric. It's 7585, which begins at 17th Street, where those two interstates merge at the 17th Street Bridge at Atlantic Station. That means most stuff out of Buckhead on 400 southbound, leaving Lenox Road. 85 flowing in North Druid Hills, and 75 is quite slow, leaving Forest Mill Road because the southbound connector is jammed down to I-20. A little bit of relief on the northbound side. Still heavy, leaving I-20 up to Midtown. How's I-75 heading to Clayton and Henry County, Jackson Heat?
Well, as you're leaving the downtown area, you'll run into just a little bit of brake lights at Forest Park area. And then once you get to Morrow, it's smooth ride until you get to 675 merge in Henry County, on and off the brakes through Jonesboro Road, exit 221. The 75 northbound, little slow out of Locust Grove up to the McDonough area, and as you make your way into Stockbridge. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com and schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye. Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and shocks and struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Heavy rain and severe storms have impacted our area again. How did your roof hold up? Hi, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. I recommend you schedule a free roof analysis with my roofer, Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Check your attic, ceilings, drywall, and chimney. Any dripping water, wet spots, or water streaks? If yes, think of Findlay first. Get peace of mind with no obligation and no charge. FindlayRoofing.com.
Roof. Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155. 800-926-0155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, Israel under attack. The sound of air raid sirens as Iran fires a barrage of missiles into Israel. Many of them are intercepted by Israeli defenses. The attack, the latest escalation in the Middle East conflict. At the White House, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. helped defend Israel.
The United States military coordinated closely with the Israeli Defense Forces to help defend Israel against this attack. U.S. naval destroyers joined Israeli air defense units in firing interceptors to shoot down inbound missiles.
Following the attack, Iran warns Israel a crushing response would follow any retaliation. Now, experts are busy trying to interpret the latest threats Israel and Iran are making in the wake of today's attack. WSB Steve Summers is live with how one Middle East expert is reacting.
Yeah, Bill, Israel says, quote, Iran made a big mistake and will pay for it. Iran says if Israel retaliates, that Iran's response would be, quote, as you partly said there, more crushing and destructive. Georgia State University Middle East Studies professor Alan Fromhertz says the war of words is chilling.
There are mistakes that inevitably can be made, mistakes that if they go too far would lead to a potentially all-out war.
But Professor Fromhertz says despite that risk, Iran felt it had to respond.
Iran needs to save face. It needs to respond to the assassination of Hezbollah leader Nasrallah.
And now here's something you might not have thought of. Professor Fromhertz also says Iran's religious leaders, the Ayatollah, attacked Israel to prove to its own citizens who have been protesting against that government that it is still very much in control. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta. Does the dry trend stick around for a few days? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. This just in, Georgia Emergency Management now recommending residents in Rockdale County shelter in place during overnight hours due to poor air quality from the BioLab fire. That recommendation in effect until Friday. Anyone who sees the chemical cloud above them, smells chlorine in the air, or who has respiratory problems should remain indoors. The county says air quality and water testing shows both are safe. A scathing new federal report on Georgia prisons out today, and some of the details are shocking.
Assistant U.S. Attorney for Civil Rights Kristen Clark says the DOJ report finds Georgia prisoners are routinely assaulted, physically or sexually, killed, their families extorted, and chronic staff shortages and powerful gangs have practically left the inmates in charge.
The state has created a chaotic and dangerous environment.
This new public report includes remedial actions the state of Georgia must take now to ensure the safety of some 50,000 people behind bars. In downtown Atlanta, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A day after a Fulton County judge overturns Georgia's heartbeat bill, attorneys for the family of a woman who died after an emergency abortion was delayed are speaking out. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump says this is beyond politics.
A lot of issues going on, a lot of political issues, but we shouldn't put politics above the person.
Crump says even under Georgia's heartbeat law, the doctors should have acted to save Amber Thurman's life. They plan to file a malpractice suit against the doctors. It is Jimmy Carter Day in Georgia as declared by Governor Kemp. People are coming out in force to mark the former president's 100th birthday.
I wanna be like Jimmy Carter.
April Kirkman came all the way from Santa Rosa, California with her guitar and songs she wrote to celebrate President Carter.
4 years a president, 80 years as a public servant.
Lynn Porter from Salisbury, North Carolina says she had to come celebrate.
Because I adored Jimmy Carter and think he's the most wonderful man in the world.
The library holding a naturalization ceremony for 100 new Americans today and lowering the price of admission to just $1. The former president is spending the day at home in Plains. At the Carter Center, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
It is 6:04 and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here's smiling Mark McKay.
Patience needed through downtown Midtown Atlanta. We just flew away from East Atlanta. Then we had some earlier problems on I-20 that really contributed to the delays heading from West Atlanta toward the downtown connector on I-20 East and put that extra pressure on the southbound ride. It's terrible this evening, leaving 17th Street, trying to get into those right lanes that feed into I-20 East and westbound. Northbound delays, we saw them as well, leaving University Avenue exit 244 up past John Lewis Freedom Parkway up to Midtown. 75 is going to be the worst of it, trying to leave northwest Atlanta into Cobb County. We also had a crash 75 southbound in the left lane near Kennesaw State University. Checking the ride on I-85 out of the cabin. Gwinnett, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Sydney Dart.
Yeah, and right now, pretty much locked up, brakes all directions on Spaghetti Junction. Once you get off I-85 northbound, you're going to be slowing and going all the way through Beaver Rune, and then we're looking at a possible crash that's blocking up lanes on Highway 316 that's got you jammed up between right when you get off at I-85 and Boggs Road all the way up to about Sugarloaf. So keep your eyes out there. Expect some significant delays. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds moving out of the metro region, fair skies
skies for tonight, lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 81. Thursday, sunshine, morning low 65, afternoon high 82. Friday, increasing cloud cover but staying dry, morning low 64, afternoon high 80. Saturday, enjoy the sunshine, morning lows in the mid-60s, afternoon highs in the low 80s.
It is 77 in Villa Rica, 79 in Brazelton, 77 in Fayetteville. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now with a reading from Eric Von Hessler. The women walk into the surgeon's office with photos queued up on their phones. Miley Cyrus, Keira Knightley, Bella Hadid. I want my breast to look like this, they say. They've already spent hours on YouTube watching plastic surgeons' infomercials, not informationals. Infomercials. On Instagram, pouring over before and afters, and on TikTok, where they'll also find Ronald Reagan and his great deals, where an army of ordinary women post about their breast reductions. Ask me, they say, whether their sensations have changed, what their boyfriend said. They're asking the other people, will this still be work for me? Because the point is, this is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. There is a surge in breast reduction.
Oh, no.
Happening in this country.
Good.
Well, by the way, you can't vicariously enjoy it through other people. It's not as if you could say,
No, I'm proud of them.
oh, okay.
Hey, it's funny you bring this up.
It's funny?
I think
it's quite serious, my friend.
Well, it's interesting.
We're
you bring this
losing
up.
not only our culture, but our breasts.
Well, it's interesting you bring this up. Let me finish.
Yes.
Because tomorrow, Christina, she told me I'm allowed to say this. She's
Okay.
sitting behind me. Tomorrow, she's going to have that exact surgery.
What?
She's having the surgery tomorrow?
Yes.
Hey,
Good
listen.
for her. She's got some tiggles.
Hold on. Craig, this is just between you and me.
Yeah.
Does she understand who she's living with?
I don't know.
I mean, is this going to last?
Because of that?
Yeah, it's a deal breaker right there. Deal breaker.
If there's one thing I know about Greg Russ, and there's not a lot I know, all that certainly, but there's one thing I know about Greg Russ is he tends to be, we always say he's that kind of man.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know where that came from.
Oh, what?
No.
How many cups are we talking here?
This is personal information.
How many cups are we talking? Are you going down? Yes.
I love the fact
counting on her fingers. I let me tell you this.
15.
I think it's still going to be plenty there after.
Okay.
the fact.
That's good.
There's a lot there
Six.
already.
She says six cup size reduction.
Wow.
Good for her.
Seems like a lot.
Tell her that she should get the ring first.
I'm
just thinking about her.
From a J to a D.
Dang.
Wow.
Jay, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh yeah, they can get.
Do they
really
go all the way
big.
up to Z? Like I wasn't even thinking
Double
about
Z?
it.
Double Z's?
What?
Because listen, it's not necessarily like when you think about like those women that have those like circus boobs.
Yeah.
Like that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about tissue, right? And when they're natural, they swing low, sweet chariots. They
Yeah.
are like big and long, and you got to scoop them all up into a cup.
They're long. I know
Sometimes.
it's a strange. Sometimes, sure, it's a strange
Yeah.
description. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like some-
I do
like-
know that it causes quite a bit of pain, and that's what has led.
Well,
to
I've
this
thought
decision.
about that. It's kind of like if you just take like two large sacks of flour and put them on your
This is what you
chest
do.
and walk
Listen.
around.
Couple of ham.
You take a long sock, right?
All right, now
and
you
put
are
it behind
older.
your neck.
Yeah.
And on each end of the sock, like
Yes.
one, like you've sewn one side together, you put 2 bags of flour,
Yeah.
and you just carry those jerks around
Yeah.
constantly.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know.
Flowers can be heavier.
It's odd that I did bring that up. I had no idea that someone that I know and care about is actually going to go have this procedure done. Is it? I take it it's an in and out. I mean, heart surgery is now just like basically you're there for half a day and then you're home.
Yeah,
So and imagine that.
Should be home by lunch, but still, it's a major surgery. I think for me, that's the biggest concern. It's an
There'll be, like,
elective surgery,
drains.
but it's
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 gonna be
completely
fun.
under.
So
for several hours.
the
Good
what do
for
they
her.
do
Oh my
with?
God.
What do they
Is
do
she
with
scared?
it? They burn it.
They donate it to
incident-
Flat Chested.
Is that what they
No,
do?
they take out the fat. They take out that like yellow fat,
Yeah. What do they do with
and
it?
then they move your nipple up too.
Oh God.
They do an anchor. Okay, so like they go around the nip and they go down from the center of the nip and then.
Will you stop saying that word, please?
I thought this
And
was
then-
a wholesome show.
I know. We got TikTok Reagan here. He's like,
And then they squeeze the two. They take all the stuff out and then they reposition the nip.
yeah, it all seems. Stop saying that word.
What? The teeth.
Well, I'm not going to say
I
it.
don't know why I'm picturing like a pumpkin carving, like you pull a scoop and everything
That's basically
out.
what's going
well,
on.
a triangle.
I don't care how
That's
they
kind
do
of
it.
what's
My
happening.
question is, what do they do? Where do they burn it? They throw it into some incinerator?
I was wondering about
give
that
it to
the
a
other
dog.
day. Yeah. It becomes
You can bring it
becomes an ingredient in gummy bears or
Yeah,
something.
something along. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
this-
It runs lamps.
Horse hooves and old fat.
horse hooves and old fat. By the way, that
It's like
was
arsenic and
that,
old lace.
It was more the detective duo before Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. It didn't take off, Chris.
No, one was by the books.
And the other one was a little crazy.
Woo.
A little out there, a little bit crazy. All right, so I guess as long as Greg is here, we can get more stories from Studio B1. Tuesday edition.
All right, what's the other story that we had?
Oh, would you put your folders away?
No,
Did you think we were
I
gonna-
put them back into the filing
You want me to give you?
cabinet.
You want me to give you the economic stories we would have given to Wes Moss? See what you say about that.
Yeah, we can talk about the economy. What happened to the markets today? What are the markets doing? Woo! Wes Moss.
You just hate everybody, don't you? You really
I
are.
don't.
You really are. a
How is
misanthrope.
that hating anyone?
I don't know. I sensed hatred. Was I alone?
I sensed it too.
I sensed a little bit of hatred.
I detected reverence.
Jealous. Is that what you want? TikTok, Reagan, what did you find?
Well, I want you to know that if you've been seeing Knobs a lot in your TikTok feed, the only place to get Knobs toothpaste, speaking of Knobs,
Is everything a sell with
that
you?
was a callback to your last topic about
Okay.
breasts.
I got you.
Well, this is the best toothpaste out there without fluoride. It's a powder,
All right.
and it'll grow your teeth back, even if you're just gums. You'll wake up a week later, and you'll have a full mouth of teeth.
All right. Now you're just making blanket.
I'm looking at it right here in my TikTok.
These
site.
are exaggerations.
42% off right now.
Wow, it's a deal. How can we miss up on that?
You know what we have to do, and I have to find this. I didn't send the audio to you because I knew that I could just play it right out of. And again, it is from TikTok, and we have to do traffic. But when we get back, I have to ask you guys about this. Are you familiar with this idea of? No, I've lost my notes. I got to go back to the other thing.
It looks like you're scrolling on multiple things over
Here,
there.
I am. And pleasuring.
I was wondering why you're looking down.
I was saying it's a pleasure. Hear me out cakes. Does anybody know what these are? Autumn,
No.
has this female insanity passed you by?
I guess. What is it?
All right. Well, we probably don't have enough time to do it here. So after we do traffic, but what it is these women, they're laughing hysterically. I was so angry watching this TikTok that I made myself watch the whole thing. And
That's what they want.
No, I kept yelling, "When does this end?" And these women just kept doing the same thing over and over, but every time they all started laughing louder and louder. I have no idea what they're laughing at. Something called Hear Me Out Cakes. And they'll step in front of the camera and they always say their name. There's only like 5 of them. And they keep coming in front of the camera and he said, "My name is so-and-so and so-and-so, and I brought Pee Wee Herman." And then he's on a little stick and they put him in the cake and everybody laughs.
That's their celebrity crushes.
Yes, it's confessing their wildest,
Okay.
secret celebrity crushes.
I will tell you that this is one of those things where sometimes women laugh at things, and I'm not a misogynist, right, Jared?
No.
I'm not going to ask Autumn, but you don't think I'm a misogynist. Sometimes,
you're a bro.
sometimes you hear women laughing loudly and for a very long time, and as a man, you simply cannot figure out what in the hell is funny here. Start this thing up. Oh, no, you don't have it. I gotta. It's inside the story.
It says that it's a game that you play on your birthday.
It is.
It started as that, then became a TikTok trend.
This is the thing that women need to understand, and I hate to mansplain, but when it comes to humor, why not? Even when something is really funny, it's not funny 14 times. You don't always have to do set up, knock them down. There's something about 3s, 1, 2, 3, and then the third is the real punchline. But women seem to think that if something is funny, You can just keep going on for 5 or 7 minutes with new variations on the same joke.
It'll come back around, though, at some point. I think of an old radio DJ friend of ours who used to do an Evel Knievel bit. And that thing had so many incarnations of being funny, then not funny, and then years go by, and it's like, he's still doing this? And then it's funny again.
I would say that Evel Knievel bit is 1,000 times more hilarious than any moment of this, because I know what the joke at least is supposed to be. We'll go to traffic. We'll come back, and we'll see if these women annoy my audience as much as they annoyed me. Smiling Mark says there's a travel advisory on 285.
It was the truck that we flew over earlier that was stalled out in the right center lane. Now a hearing unit is pulled up in the right lane. So 2 right lanes are lost on the inner loop 285 south past Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Really putting the pinch on the ride wherever Georgia 400. It's an absolute crawl leaving Sandy Springs into Dunwoody through Doraville trying to get past Tucker, and that stall in that right lane. Now 2 right lanes past Chamblee Tucker Road. 4 slowing as you approach Highway 78. If you choose to come into downtown, may not be the best choice. New crash 85 southbound below Georgia 400 takes out the left lane. And a heads up, if you're rolling out of Union City or Fairburn, Jackson Heaton has found trouble on I-85 in Noonan.
Looking at the jam cam, Palmetto into Noonan, 85 southbound before Highway 34 at times. They have all lanes closed, causing some big backups. You can use Highway 29 to get around that. This report is sponsored by John Foy & Associates Personal Injury Law Firm. Making the right call after an injury accident can be the difference between winning or losing everything you deserve. Attorney John Foy won't stop fighting until you get the most money possible. Attorney John Foy. Now that's the strong arm. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
To the proud native son who went from peanut farmer to president to humanitarian. Happy 100th birthday to Jimmy Carter.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
It's Customer Appreciation Week with special deals like select Kroger brand pasta sauce or pasta for only 99 cents each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You never know when your water heater will start leaking. But if it's over 10 years old, you're on borrowed time. Reliable Heating and Air can fix the leak. And for a limited time, Reliable's plumbing experts can replace your gas or electric water heater for only $29.99 a month, with lifetime repair and maintenance included. Or get 3 months free on a rental water heater and pay nothing until 2025. So visit ReliableAir.com now and fix the leak. Now that's reliable.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
I think deep down there you would enjoy TikTok. I think you would.
Well,
you sure would incur a lot of savings.
Yeah, that's right, Ronald. See, there you go.
TikTok Reagan will take care of me. No, I don't. I wouldn't enjoy any social media. I'd never.
You like
I never
Twitter
have,
at one point, I thought, right? At one point, until the impersonator.
Yeah, until the person came along and tried to make me look like a white supremacist or something, and I had to get in touch with Twitter, and it was a whole thing.
I wonder if that was the same person, because at some point we talked about a notebook I was keeping and putting notes in, and somebody created a Twitter account about that. And then it was fine at first. I was letting them do it, but they were posting as me. And then at some point it ventured into this territory where it was like racist. I was like, okay.
No, what happened to me, the reason this all started, I'm glad kind of in a way it happened because it kept me away from all social media. First, there was this person who pretended to be me and be like this racist. I mean, just straight up blunt, brutal racist. And then because everybody tells the world who they are and what they believe on all their profiles, he went and found somebody, African-American, by their profile, big, activist, whatever, and then started like DMing them as me saying the worst things in the world.
I remember.
And then this person, I can't remember what it was, if it was Buzz, one of those, might have been a HuffPost. They were kind of like, hey, if there's any right-wing talk shows or whatever that we should know about, let us know. So before she got in touch with us, she got in touch with them. And the only reason they didn't write a story on it is they still had enough ombudsmanship to say, well, we need to check in and make sure. And that's when we found out for the first time that it was even going on. Because even when I was online, I wasn't following anything, and it was never showing up in my pages. So it was something very close to me. They picked somebody, they went after, and like when this lady got in touch with HuffPost or whatever, she's like, this guy has to be stopped. He's dangerous. I mean, the things that were being said. So we got Twitter, we got our security involved, and we got Twitter at the time to end it. And then I was back on for, I don't know, a couple of months, and somebody just started insulting everybody, everything. And I was like, is there anything to be done about this? And they said, no. And I said, well, that's like if you own a store and I'm shopping in the store and somebody comes in and just starts screaming epithets to me, and you go like, yeah, you can both shop here. So I was like, all right. So then I was like, okay, I'm out. And I'm glad that I was, because that was probably 2014 or 15 or 16 is the latest.
We were still doing we had just started the Sunday show, so it would have been probably 2015 or 2016.
Yeah, like it was early. So it was like 2015. And so since then, the show has a presence, but that's never me. That's Jared or George, usually. Used to be Autumn, but we couldn't trust her. So, she's just too crazy.
Oh, yeah.
She's just too crazy.
She was the one that was impersonating. She's the one that was actually
impersonating.
That was
probably her that did it. It was probably her that did it. But so that's why it was easy for me. And I'm not glad that happened. I mean, I did get in touch with, like, I ended up emailing that lady. And, so we had a kind of a back and forth. But I was a little annoyed. I think maybe that showed. Because I invited her to come to the station or whatever. And, whatever. But I was a little annoyed, even when going back and forth. I was like, why did you check with, I'm on the radio. Why do you got to go around and go to some other entity? Why don't you just call my bosses?
That's what people
before
do.
You start going to other
on
people.
Social media, they're a little petty with that, especially when it comes to.
I don't know exactly what this guy said to her, but it was brutal. I guarantee you that it was brutal.
And in your name.
In my name, absolutely in my name. So I'm glad that I was scared off of social media early, because now I see how it just affects people, especially people who do anything like radio shows or above or beyond. The fact that, I feel like Taylor Swift probably reads her comments only when she's, having trouble writing a song. She needs to get that hater thing going. If I don't feel like people hate me, I just not motivated to write songs. I'll guarantee you she goes into the comments.
You sort by hate.
What?
You can sort them by newest post,
Yeah.
most popular, and the most hateful.
Most hateful. And she's like, aha, now I'm inspired to write some songs.
We added that search
Oh,
feature.
Elon, did you add that?
So I get a lot of hate. And I figured that, if other people are getting a hate, then they should be able to search by the worst of the haters.
Are you on ketamine right now?
No, actually right now, take a Xanax to, just focus a little bit more.
How many of these tech guys are like just constantly effed up? I wonder.
They're on
they
something.
got all this money. All
Aren't
of
they
them
microdosing shrooms?
Yeah, they're constantly.
And ketamine, but that ketamine's supposed to be like therapeutic, but
Yeah, well, therapeutic. What does that mean? Yeah, but
that you take tiny doses of it and you go into your brain and you admit things to yourself that you might not admit. But I think that is supposed to be under the guise of
that's
therapy.
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you at a therapist office, or are you just
No, it's prescribed.
Why is it hard? Why I don't understand. What did you just say? That people you have to accept what? What did you have to? You just say
Maybe
ego
accept,
death. Ego death.
Yeah, like
No,
you
but-
accept some things about your situation or what's happened, and you get things out of your way.
Why is that difficult for people?
Okay.
No, I'm honest. I'm honestly asking the question. Like, how could you not accept something about yourself? I mean, I'm talking about when you're not talking to others or somebody else isn't judging you. But are you telling me that people in their own minds reject things that they know are true about themselves? That doesn't seem to make any sense to me.
With most people, I think inflated sense of self-worth and
Well, there's
not being
that.
able to accept that they're pieces of crap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I thought Autumn was getting to like, I was mean to so and so, and I wasn't.
Oh,
I didn't act
no.
like.
No, more like things that happened to them in the past that they can't connect with.
You
because
confront
it's too
past
painful.
trauma in these things and get
Yeah.
past it. And when you haven't been able to do that through your whole life, whether you've been drinking, drugging.
But see, that's you got to be in some
Right.
sort of therapeutic thing.
Yes.
That's not going to happen with you just microdosing
No, you're not
at the
buying it
office.
from your buddy. I'm doing my own therapy.
Yeah.
Smiling. That's called self-medication.
Yeah.
That's a little different. I'm not totally opposed, by the way, but it's different. Smiling Mark says 85 is jammed into Noonan.
Yeah, it's a red alert at times, Eric, where all lanes are shut down because of a crash 85 southbound before exit 47, Highway 34. With that stacked up traffic heading out of Coweta County, rolling towards Noonan, you need to use Highway 29 as soon as you roll out of Fairburn and Palmetto. Again, at times all lanes shut down, 85 southbound with a crash before Highway 34. That's exit 47. Watching a big jam on I-285 through DeKalb County, Jackson Heaton.
Well, we just had some better news on that crash. I-285 southbound, the inner loop past Chamblee, Tucker Road, exit 34. And Tucker stall was in two right lanes. Just got word that it's now off on the right shoulder. Good news on that. Bad news is the delays still remain as it was backed up past Spaghetti Junction into the upper DeKalb area. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com and schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Mark Lloyd and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group understand that no matter how the 2024 presidential election shakes out, it's going to have a huge impact on your retirement. Now more than ever, it's important that you have a clear understanding of what's at stake with your finances because, as we've already seen, anything can happen. Major election surprises like the ones we've been seeing can potentially tip the balance on our economy. And on top of everything else, we also know our current tax rates are going to expire at the end of next year, and they'll go back up. Do you think your finances are ready for all of this? Well, Mark's election stress test can help find out. Schedule yours today with the Lloyd Advisory Group by calling or texting ELECTION to 770-766-5611. That's ELECTION to 770-766-5611. See how strong your plan really is. Call or text ELECTION to 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story is the chemical cloud hangs over Rockdale County. A new shelter-in-place order for residents during overnight hours through Friday, following that biolab fire.
Those residents should stay indoors and turn off their AC. Dr. Lynn Paxton with Gwinnett Newton Rockdale Public Health says she believes the public's still safe.
The levels of the chemicals reported to date are below the levels that have previously been recognized to cause symptoms in most people.
But a new lawsuit from attorney Chris Stewart seeks damages for repeated incidents at the facility.
One time could be an accident, but what has continued to happen at BioLab is not an accident.
He says BioLab's placement of a sprinkler near a water-reactive chemical causing that fire is unacceptable. In Atlanta, Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta. Dewy stay dry for the rest of the week. Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. We are hearing from the family of a Georgia woman who died after an emergency abortion was delayed.
Amber Thurman's mother, Jeanette Williams, says,
I want to know why.
Why? She says doctors waited to perform an emergency abortion on her daughter, which ultimately led to her death. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump.
They were negligent.
Crump says they are looking to file a malpractice suit against the doctors over Thurman's death.
We believe that there was nothing preventing these doctors from acting.
The attorneys say that even under Georgia's heartbeat law, Thurman qualified for 2 of the exceptions. A Fulton County judge overturned the law on Monday. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Iran launches dozens of ballistic missiles at Israel. A series of explosions heard in Tel Aviv and near Jerusalem today. Residents take shelter until the barrage is over. CNN's Jim Sciutto is in Tel Aviv.
We saw multiple intercepts over us here in Tel Aviv, and I saw impacts as well. Impact just along the shoreline here, and another one off beyond.
The White House says U.S. troops helped Israel defend itself. There's some concern today's attack could impact what you pay for gas.
1/3 of the world's crude comes from the Middle East, and Iran's missile attack is sparking a lot of uncertainty over global supplies and, of course, higher prices, like at the gas pump. Worries about higher prices also impacted by that East and Gulf Coast dock workers strike, which, if prolonged, could push shipping costs even higher and could even trigger shortages around the holidays. On Tuesday, oil prices up nearly 3%, closing just around $70 a barrel. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
Thousands of workers on the East Coast, including here in Georgia, walk off the job demanding higher pay and more job security. Marty Parker, a supply chain expert at the University of Georgia, says the timing could not be worse.
We import a lot of wood, we import a lot of copper, and we just had Florida, southern Georgia, and North Carolina decimated, and they need to be rebuilt.
Parker says the strike is likely going to impact perishable goods, including bananas and cherries. Vice President Harris comes to Georgia tomorrow to visit areas of the state ravaged by Hurricane Helene. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper says today hundreds in his state are still unaccounted for.
We have 92 search and rescue teams who are continuing to work to rescue people. We know that there will be more fatalities.
The death toll across the Southeast is now over 140. That includes at least 57 in Asheville, North Carolina. The first and only vice presidential debate is tonight as J.D. Vance and Tim Walz face off. You can hear it live at 9 o'clock on your 2024 election station, 95.5 WSB. The Braves turn to A.J. Smith-Shawver to pitch Game 1 of tonight's wild card series against the Padres. This will be his first postseason start. Likely Cy Young winner Chris Sale is not on the roster for the Braves in this series due to back spasms. All of the games in this series will be played in San Diego. First pitch tonight just after 8:30. It is now 6:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic starts with Smilin' Mark McKay.
It's sounding the traffic red alert at times. Crash that at times has all lanes shut down, rolling into Noonan 85 southbound before Highway 34, exit 47. Delays back behind it means using Highway 29. The delays on I-75 on the south side have really improved. Delays on I-75 southbound in Marietta still in place. It's still a difficult transition near Truist Park, rolling 75 south onto 285 west. Northbound spotty slowing on 75 and on 400 in Sandy Springs. Your 85 jam begins just north of Shaliford Road and break free north of Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Sydney Darden, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, we're still tracking. We just got word of a stalled vehicle, 7585 northbound, right before I-20, right in the heart of downtown. That's taking out one right lane and adding to the delays. Also, some possible trouble on the other side of that at 75 southbound, right at I-20 as well. That's also causing some backups. So you are going to be looking, slowing and going, definitely 85 northbound until you get to 14th Street. And if you're on the other side and you're coming into the city, 75 southbound, you're going to be slowing and going pretty much until you get off at Howell Mill and start to merge onto the downtown connector until you get to I-20. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds moving out of the metro region. Fair skies for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. High 81. Thursday, sunshine. Morning low 65. Afternoon high 82. Friday, increasing cloud cover but staying dry. Morning low 64. Afternoon high 80. Saturday, enjoy the sunshine. Morning lows in the mid-60s. Afternoon highs in the low 80s.
It's 81 in Midtown Atlanta, 76 in Dunwoody, and 80 in McDonough. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
The vice presidential debate between Senator J.D. Vance
Kamala Harris talks about her middle-class background. They're lying to
and
you.
Governor Tim Walz.
Bill Scott, Social Security and Medicare.
Tonight.
So what Donald Trump brings back is intelligence to the Oval
Beginning
Office.
at 9.
And they will ban abortion across this country.
On the WSB app and on 95.5 WSB, your 2024 election station.
You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world. So why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you could find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring your personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring, so explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
We weren't planning on selling our home, but our family's needs changed. I'm Caitlin, and selling our home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate was the best decision we made for our family. With over 11,000 five-star reviews, I had peace of mind knowing I could trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell our home fast and for more than we were asking. If you're preparing to move, check out Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer. Go to markspain.com and see what their guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. That's markspain.com and start packing.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All right, we got to do the Hear Me Out cake thing. So if you don't know what this is, it's a trend on TikTok, new TikTok. I love this from the U.S. Sun. The new TikTok aesthetic. There's no such thing. The new TikTok aesthetic has got many wondering what it is and how they can get involved. Really? Do people want to get involved with this? So the Hear Me Out cake is sometimes referred to as the Smash Cake Challenge. Participants deciding who they would smash or pass on from a list of celebrities. So basically, yeah, they're basically telling you who their crushes are.
Yeah.
But I was watching this, and I was in my basement alone, and I was yelling at the laptop, "When are you going to end?" And I made myself endure this.
But you gave them the view. And they got an emotional response out of you.
Well, but here's the thing. The women, even though there's only 5 or 6 of them, they give their full name every time before they do. And the laughter just gets, and as a man, this has happened to me before, where I see a group of women laughing hysterically at something, and then I find out what they're laughing at, and I simply cannot understand why they're laughing. So this is what it sounds like. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Katrin. This is our Hear Me Out cake, and I brought Meatloaf from Rocky Horror. Hi, my name is Eva, and I brought Dr. Frankenfurter.
My name's Carissa, and I brought Billy from Hocus Pocus. There we go.
Hi, my name is Katrin, and I brought the wolf from
How they're laughing.
My name is Eva. I brought Kowalski from Madagascar.
The ping. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
At this point, I'm thinking, well, it must be
Alex from
ending soon. Must be ending soon.
Hi, my name is Katrin, and I brought Clay Calloway from.
Catherine, we know you from.
I'll put him here. My name is Eva, and I brought the brawny paper towel man.
It's just, the joke doesn't get funnier. It's
so big.
What are those sounds?
They're adding little noises.
So once they
It's a soundboard from Shock Jocks in the 90s.
Yeah, once they put the person or item into the cake, then they have a sound for each one of them.
Now listen to these women. They keep laughing. They keep acting like this is getting funnier and funnier
Hi,
and
my name is
funnier.
Katrin, and I brought other mother. Am I wrong? Wait, why you're not wrong? My name's Eva, and I brought Vecna, but like human.
This is where I'm going.
Human.
When is this going to end?
How much longer
Don't
is?
attribute this to women.
Well,
this is
I
these
couldn't
women.
find any men doing it.
How many views did this have?
It's got 25,000 likes, if that's any indicator here.
That
so
could be
that's-
a million
Yeah, it
views.
could be a million.
Oh yeah, that's right. They don't
I
tell
would
you the
say
number of
that
views,
These are just the
likes.
women that made me, want to jump into the river because this type of woman is the women you end up talking to when you're waiting for your kids to come out of school.
Yes.
And they're like, I saw Miss Johnson, and she said that this was going to be the thing. And I was like, are you serious? You're going to get this person to teach that library? And I'm like,
And they're going to have their own
my
podcast
daughter said
soon.
the funniest thing. She said,
And they will be
that-
paid. They will be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that.
Who, this
podcast.
lady? This lady? I don't think these ladies will
This
be.
is people
There's
who have
too many
no
people
talent,
doing it.
but can garner the views, get signed for dumb things like podcasts.
No, other women are watching, I'm guessing. Now, listen, it's not all women, you're right, but I can't find... Somebody find a male... it's George.
How about
see if you can
Dorf
find...
on golf or whatever?
Well, I never liked that either.
Well, there you go. So that's a dude doing the stupid thing.
Yeah, but that was funny.
But most...
Okay.
Tim.
At 2 a.m. when the infomercial
It was
came on.
not funny.
At the infomercial was
but
when you're
when
high.
that was around when I was in my 20s and 30s, and none of my buddies thought it was funny. Now, it was selling...
Because it was
Here's
your
where
parents'
I'm just
age.
saying, and now that's what I'm saying. There are those type of men that think that's the funniest thing.
Now, here's the
and then
thing,
there's
yeah.
these type of women who think this is freaking hilarious.
Here's the thing is that because of TikTok, you can never stop it and know whether or not how much time is left or whatever. I think there's like 5 more minutes of this left on this.
Yeah, there's
thing.
close, 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
How can it go on for the 2
Yeah,
minutes?
you think
And
it's
I'm not
over.
gonna make people endure this unless they want to go ahead and do it. But I mean, how can any group of people believe this this thing that is barely funny as a premise?
Hear me out.
It
Fred
just-
I found the man.
Flintstone.
I found the man doing it.
Okay, all right,
His name is Johnny.
okay, and
I didn't.
send it to George so we can. Oh, here, do we have it?
I can try to play it.
Yeah.
Careful with cussing.
That's
All
enough.
right.
See, nice.
Okay. You know,
Marceline is
let me just
from-
say,
Who is Marceline?
She's from. Oh no, she's from Adventure Time.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, that's who he
She's
brought
hot.
Show.
and put her on the
I'm a
cake.
well-adjusted.
She is hot.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
Is she hot? What is she from?
She's a cartoon.
Oh, okay. Well, there's no such thing as a hot cartoon.
Oh,
That's a celebrity
excuse
crush.
me.
Jessica
Come on.
Rabbit.
There's
Excuse
no
me.
such
Did you ever watch
thing.
Heathcliff? Thank you.
He was hot.
All right. I
no,
stand
the
corrected.
girl with the leg warmers. She was hot.
I don't watch cartoons. Yes?
Now, to be fair, to defend Autumn a little bit, now
I'm 60 years old. I don't
there are
watch
certainly
This is what,
I never thought Jessica.
you didn't think that Lady Bugs Bunny was hot?
No, when I was in the
Lola Bunny?
in the 80s. Jessica.
No, not Lola. When he would dress up as a girl.
Jessica Rabbit. Oh, but when I was in the 80s. Oh, she's so hot. It's like she's a cartoon. She's not hot. There's nothing hot. It's not real. I can't get turned on by a cartoon. I'm sorry.
No imagination.
Wow. Well, I can get turned on with looking at nothing.
What about
You
Betty
put a
Boop?
cartoon in front of me, and I'm just going to think.
I'm-
Yes.
What
I
about
love
Betty
those.
Boop?
TikTok.
Yeah, I
right?
love the people who took The Simpsons or other popular characters.
yes.
I know, it's the worst.
Yeah, you can't get
It's
away
like
from it.
Homer, and it's like what's her name
Lois.
from Family Guy? Yeah,
Yeah.
Lois
Yeah.
from Family Guy, and they're.
I love the
And
crossover of that.
who knew the package on Homer? My goodness
Wow.
gracious! I never
That's why
expected
he gets away
that.
with so much.
That's why Marge won't leave him.
As I bring up the idea that you just can't get away from those ads on the internet. Well, I guess it is true. If you just didn't look at pornography, you could. But
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, there's no way I can get away from those ads on
The number of Hear Me Out cake videos is actually mind-blowing.
How many?
I just typed it into TikTok, and it is just endless scrolling. So many people have actually done these.
A lot of people like a lot of terrible
I know, but
things.
here's the thing.
But what is it? If people
it's
so
more than
desperate for community, what is going on?
It's more than that. It's what the social media has done is these people who are doing this, they have been convinced that this equals creativity. They think that they're creating stuff when they simply make their version of what they've already seen 1,000 times. I'm not a sociologist.
But if it gets millions of views, where's the line then?
But that's the
it's
thing.
Blurred.
It's just
well,
it's
then you
just
got to
like
do
what
another
we're talking
one.
about. It's like we were talking about the other day with 2.5 Men. Just because it was on forever, it's like you could say, well, it was very popular. A lot of people liked it. No, it's still bad.
Okay,
so is this.
Hold on. TikTok Reagan has a Hear Me Out cake, right?
Jane Wyman.
Yeah! Hey, wait a minute. You married her. That's not a crush.
Nancy Reagan.
You married her. It's because she has your last name.
Policewoman.
So you can't remember Angie Dickinson's name?
Angie Dickinson.
Smiling Mark says 285 is struggling out of Sandy Springs.
In both directions, but especially Eric trying to get down to Tucker and the Stone Mountain Freeway. It was put in slow motion. The inner loop was by a stalled out truck. Hero unit came and helped them out. 2 right lanes were lost for a while on the inner loop past Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. They moved to the shoulder. That's why eastbound is still jammed back at Georgia 400. Westbound, the worst of it's going to be across the north side perimeter, leaving Chamblee Dunwoody Road, Ashford Dunwoody Road, getting by Roswell Road. West side perimeter picking up delays, leaving South Cobb Drive exit 15, trying to get into the I-20 interchange. Still seeing a big jam rolling out of Coweta County down toward Noonan. It's Sidney Darden, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, lanes still blocked on the south side, I-85 southbound, and down towards Noonan at State Road 34 due to a crash that they've been trying to get cleaned up there for about an hour now. So if you want to avoid all that, you can use Highway 29 instead, because right now you are looking at delays stretching you back pretty significantly. If I do say so myself, this report is sponsored by Georgia Pathways. If you're uninsured and working, volunteering, or pursuing higher education, you may be eligible for free health insurance through Georgia Pathways. Visit pathways.georgia.gov to learn more. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When athletes and actors want to be protected and respected, they hire an agent to represent them. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need representation too. You need the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. It's Smiling Mark McKay. Injuries are challenging. You need experienced representation that has a winning track record. I'm proud to recommend John Foy and Associates. Thousands of 5-star reviews from satisfied clients tell their story. Get your free case evaluation with zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
The 27th annual Motul Petit Le Mans arrives at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, October 9th through the 12th for 4 days of world-class sports car racing and fan activities. Strap in for the 10-hour IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season finale and round out the weekend with a Fox Factory 120, Experience Corvette, BMW, Lamborghini, Lexus, Ferrari, Porsche, Audi, and more. Kids 12 and under are admitted free with ticket and adult. Get more details and tickets at roadatlanta.com.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
You ask a lot of your liver, so give it the support it needs with Active Liver. You can find Active Liver at Amazon.com or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. Or for a volume discount, visit NewNordicUSA.com. Go to new, NORDICUSA.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS.
I felt like I wanted to make sure I said a couple of things.
Before that, can I read my final product?
TikTok Reagan has one more
It's a
pitch
hit right here.
from his TikTok shop.
Now, this one is going viral, and they're going quick. 50% off. Sometimes you unexpectedly need a new, clean pair of panties, and that's where Panic Panties come in. Panic Panties prepackaged underwear comes in 3 sizes and styles. And best of all, they're already clean, so you can throw them on as soon as you need them.
An emergency.
Emergency Panic Panties.
Yeah,
Available now in the TikTok shop. 50% off.
The old walk of shame, you know about that TikTok.
You won't
right?
be ashamed of anything because you'll have clean, dry panties on.
Thank you.
They won't be behind a radiator, like the college dorm room radiator that they're always left by.
There's a couple of things. Greg Russ, I think you might. This is just a few notes before we get out of here today. Greg Russ, I think that you might agree with me on this. Watching all this football over the weekend, can we all agree on one thing? Because I think that this is something that people don't realize is true, but it is true. And it's something friends need to tell friends. When it comes to your favorite team, wearing the big...
Oh, yeah.
The big baseball cap.
The big hat.
Yeah, the big hat. You always look like a moron. No one looks cool or like a great fan. You simply look, well, what we used to say, special. Friends need to tell friends. The big hat, when other people see it, they don't think, wow, he's a really big fan. They think he's a moron because everyone who puts on the big hat looks like a moron.
It's a weird trend, too, because it was in like 2021.
Yeah, I thought it was
dead.
dead.
And it was dead.
Well, at the very beginning, it was like, oh, this is new
Yeah.
for about 6 weeks.
Baseball teams were using it as a home run celebration for a bit. They'd
Yeah.
have a big hat, and after a guy hit a home run, he'd go back to the dugout and he'd put on the big hat. And then there are variations.
Because they're
like a
celebrating,
crown
and when
or-
you're celebrating, you don't mind looking like a moron. It's part of it. But in regular life...
Well, in general, before that UGA Alabama game, there was a picture of a bunch of people wearing corporate-sponsored hard hats. I won't say
I know.
that.
I said that to you guys.
Yes,
I
yes.
said that to you guys.
It was a famous home fix-it place.
But
we won't say. But no, you're
these
right.
Students who probably hate capitalism in school, like I can't stand it. All wearing the swag, being
Let's
shills.
explain. This is College Game Day for people who watch that, so
Yeah.
you'd know. Everybody's out there. Most of them didn't write the signs that they're carrying. They were handed to them. But yes, you're talking about a shot where all the college kids are all wearing hard hats that have the logo of the corporation. And you're probably right. Half of them were probably protesting Starbucks 6 months ago or something.
And that was a good catch there, Greg, because
Yeah.
the sign said, like, it's a Bama fan saying, "My wife is having a baby, but I chose to be here. Roll Tide."
Yeah.
And so I sent it to you guys because I thought it was unique. And then Greg immediately in the text thread started going, "Look at these shills for this for this."
Well, the
corporate-
hypocrisy is just lost on them. It
They're
blows
not
my
smart.
mind.
They're not smart. America, we're just. Hey, it's the end of the show. The music going. Let's leave on a positive note.
Hey, for $130, I can get you a Bills red noggin hat. $130.
Yeah, let's see how that defense comes together without
Branding
Von
on a
Miller for
positive
4 weeks.
note.
Well, this is a positive note. If Von Miller's out for 4 weeks, Rashee Rice better be out for a year.
Yeah.
When that time comes. But I just hope justice. This is my positive note. I just hope justice is done. That's where I come from. But I'm probably a better person than most of you. Yes?
Can you share with us your smash cake to end the show? That would be nice.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what? I just got a warning. We have already been too humorous. And so, therefore, no, I cannot do the smash cake. It would be too much.
Gloria Swanson.
We will have TikTok Reagan smash cake. Perhaps tomorrow. And also, here's another note very quickly. I don't have to do the 5 words of the day from last week. That's on you guys. And it's especially it's on Autumn.
Yeah, she
I don't
promised.
have the
She
words.
claims she. Well, you better get the words
They're
from
in
Jared
Slack.
Yamamoto.
They're in Slack.
Because tomorrow you're on the hook, honey. All right, there's the positive note. Autumn's on the hook. That music's telling us 2 things. Shut the hell up. Get the hell out. You know us. We do what we're told. We never question authority. We're good citizens. Shelley Winter's got a great radio show coming up. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on the journey. Do not piss off the genius.
Stay tuned because I will be making videos on this.
656, still a tough go with through Midtown, downtown Atlanta on the connectors southbound. That's making things slow on I-85 and 400 as you leave Brookhaven and Buckhead. And a tough go of it as well, rolling into Noonan at times. All lanes shut down with a crash 85 southbound before Highway 34, exit 47. Use Highway 29. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system. Pay nothing till 2025. Visit reliableair.com. Schedule a free consultation. Smell Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
Money Update. From WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
You know, 1 in 5 Americans are having a tough time with medical debt. If you get a bill and you don't have the money right now to pay it, is you contact the provider, the hospital, whoever. New research shows that 3/4 of patients who ask for a reduction in a bill get it. How about that? And this is a simple one. You make that phone call to get that cut in that bill.
Looking for a simple, fun, and fast way to win money on sports this season? Underdog Fantasy is the app for you. Hey, it's Jerry.